The views expressed
all those names in No Jerk Street?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
And do not reflect those of the Beasley Broadcast Group,
slipping.
staff, advertisers, or agencies.
We got the book coming out today, baby, the summer book. George has got to torpedo the station again.
Radio 560 WQAM.
Okay.
Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Make us some, well, it's up to me in September, anyway.
560 WQAM.
Boy, that music is sure nice and loud.
To talk to Neil, dial 560 in Dade.
Crank it up a little bit, Fatso. Come on. Chris is with us today.
877-785-NEIL or pound 560 AT&T and Verizon wireless phones. The opinions expressed by Neil, his guests, or his callers do not represent those of WQAM management, staff, or sponsors. Now, the Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM.
It's Friday, you bastards.
Look at who that is. Everybody look at who that is. Lordy, Lordy, look at who that is. Daddy Willie T. Ribs.
Huh?
He's a racing whiz. Racing around in his car, that is. The race driver that never wins. Daddy Willie T. Ribs.
Now see here, all you kids. They call me Mr. Ribs. One day soon I'll win a race in my Rocket 88. Oh, well, hey, baby, you sure look fine today.
Uh-huh, Mr. Ribs, did you win the race?
Oh, well, I came in at 35th place.
Well, you earned yourself some ribs on a plate.
Forget that, honey. How's about a date?
I ain't gonna take that chance. Not if you keep coming in last.
Is that why you don't go out with me?
You ain't too slow. You can't compete.
Well, I may be slow on the street, but I sure be fast on my feet.
I mean, after that great intro we had this morning.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't resist. I was down 22 points, a mere 22. It was down over 200 at the Open, but just like yesterday, making a comeback. Boy, that was amazing yesterday. Wound up going up 400 point, 45 million point. And I'm sure I'll get Tom the Carpenter will be sending me another email. Oh, see, Neil, you don't understand the law. You be all right. Just keep peeing away your money, Tom, you idiot. So we got the book coming out any minute now, 10 a.m., and it's already 10:02. So any moment, Clarence. Is Clarence going to bring him in or Allison? I sure hope Allison. They'll be better if Allison brings him in.
I think you're right, but I think it'll be Clarence.
If that Schmeckel brings it in, they're going to be really bad. And he'll have that sour look on his face like he just swallowed battery acid. That's Chris's assignment over the weekend, to get your schedule straightened out. Is put some. In fact, I'm going to be on vacation all next week. All George, all week next week. Let's hear it. Woo! Oh! Here's the poll result. I hate this poll. 937 votes. What is the most tired movie premise? I already faxed the new poll to Eric, and once we get to 1,000 on this one, we can change it. Or sooner, if we like. Slasher kills teens, 156. Loner cop has to do things his own way, 143. Underdog team beats Powerhouse, 136. Formless geek wins hot chick from rich jock, 91. Oh, what's that movie I liked so much with, what's his name?
What's his name?
Stephen Strait. Began with a C. Well, whatever. You know, the one about the guys. Disaster Flick, 74. You know, if it was a movie I'd like, it would probably be about the guys. Chick Road movie, 47. Retard Makes Good, 46. Cop has to get revenge for partner, 45. If it's on the table, I'll know I have a partner.
Here they come.
If it's not, I'll know I don't.
I'm not looking at them. I'm just,
Little guy prevails against huge corporation, 40. Reluctant buddies, 39. Depressing self-destruction, 36. Flesh-eating zombies, 29. Body switch, 27. Now, did you look at that Ray Milland, Rosie Greer movie yet?
No.
The thing with two heads? I'm going to order that for you.
All right.
Disease of the Week, 18. And Cripple Overcoming Handicap, 10. 937 vote on the current poll. And when we get to 1,000, if Eric puts the other one up there, which maybe he will, maybe he won't. So there are numbers coming?
The Covenant.
The Covenant, thank you so much, with Stephen Strait. Wow, is that a hot movie? I mean, it's a horrible story. No, it's okay. It's worth watching, but George won't watch it because he's afraid he might get,
I'm not afraid of anything except being bored. Torsos don't do it for me, Guy torsos aren't enough to get me to watch a movie.
It's not about the torsos, it's about the story. They've got these powers, these amazing powers.
So
and they
do
get
I.
into these. Well, yeah.
Didn't you say the story sucked?
I like it. I think it's probably the best movie I've ever seen in my life.
No, I'm talking about the story, not the visuals.
Like I said, it's probably the greatest movie ever made. The Dow's down 36, and there's I got a great column here by Doug Thompson, McCain and his phony plumber. Oh, here comes my fax machine is percolating, baby. Guess who died, by the way, while I'm waiting for the numbers? Jack Nars. Oh, no. Oh, you know something? Psychic again. I just opened up the stapler because I have to staple all these numbers together. I just opened it up to see if there were any and it's empty. Wow. Woo. God. What a freaking genius I am, Just take a look at that old picture on there. We're going to do the poll on the picture. All right, let's see. First, men 25-54 for the entire week. Hot 105 remains number one, although they dropped 0.6 of a point. And WCMQ FAME. Oh, don't tell me another one of these no speaky English. No speaky English books. Oh, God. Jesus Christ almighty. Wow, and look at how IOD went up there overall. Woo! So that means we're doomed. That means all the right-wingers got these. I can't even read what this... What's on the second page? It didn't print out. QAM 29 to a 29. We're flat. We're flat.
Yeah.
Well, that may not be all so bad.
Not for us, no.
But what's that first station? It's not WAXY, is it?
Yes.
It is?
There's a schmear, yeah.
Holy cow, they went from a 2.6 to a 3.5? Oh, my God. People inside this building are going to be like peeing all over each other's pantaloonies.
I hope they jump off of something.
Wow. Oh, my God. Are you serial? They pummeled us. My God, what happened to and INZ 2-1 to a 2-0. This is for the whole week. Boy, these aren't coming out really good. Radio Mambi 1-1 to a 2-0. Oh, no speaky English in this book. We are doomed. Doomed. Okay, let's take a look at it. What?
I'm trying to find us in the morning here.
Now, what just happened to my staples aren't working? I put them in there. Oh, they're stuck. They're stuck behind one last damn stinking staple is like on its side, like it died,
Mm-hmm.
Bastards.
That happened.
Get out of there, you clowns. There we go. Boy, I hate that. And what am I doing?
Trying to find us on the in the 6 to 10.
I thought you weren't going to look at these.
I said I was going to fax.
Cheating. Hot 105 is number one in the morning, 6.9. Radio Ritmo dropped to number 2. No
I said I was going to fax them, and then I did.
QAM 2.8 to a 3.4. All right, let's hear it for Little Dog. Wow, that is pretty heavy duty. Corrine Purpura says, sense the life with Viagra on my crackberry just now. Do you hear it buzz?
No.
So let's see, we must have beaten Sid the Kid. Oh, yeah, we had a 3-4. He had a 2-8 in the morning. He's tied for 10th. We're number 7. Put the two numbers together and you got a decent number. But other than that, this is men 25 to 54. I don't hear you screaming or anything, so midday must be really bad. Oh, it is.
It's bad. It's horrible.
4-7 down to a 4-point. Oh! What?
That's horrible. We wouldn't even get number 3 then.
No. It's pretty lame. Pretty lame, if you ask me. Waxy had a 3-5. So we must have had about a 4-4, 4-5 from 10 to 2. Very bad. Bad. In the spring, we had a 4-7. And here we got a 4-point.
Oh!
Well, George, threw us under the bus again.
Sorry.
With all those roller skating stories. Oh, God. Oh, I had Joe Bell at the roller rink last night. Oh, we had a wonderful hell of a time. No, it's not your fault. It's my fault. Bad September, I'll bet. Came back and...
We'll see.
Got rid of the calls, put these boring emails on there instead. I think the emails is a turnaround. It's going to take a little while. I think it's a major... Look at all the emails on there right now that I'll get to during the break. How do you like that? Jack Nars dies, 85, one of the first programs involved in quiz show scandals. Among the other... it doesn't even say which one it was. Oh, he was the host on Dotto. When it became ensnared in the quiz show scandals of the 50s, he went on to MC Concentration, other game shows. Died Wednesday at 85. He's the brother of veteran game show host Tom Kennedy. Died of complications of a stroke at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in L.A. While lined up to get tickets for a Broadway show on a Friday night in 1958, Nars was paged to the telephone. On the line was a spokesman for Dotto, for the sponsor Colgate-Palmolive, who told him that CBS had determined the daytime show was rigged and wouldn't air the next Monday. The version that aired nights on NBC was also pulled. I don't even remember Dotto.
Who?
Dotto. I don't remember that show. Nars was as surprised as anybody by the show's sudden cancellation. Steve Beverly, a game show expert and professor of broadcasting at Union University in Tennessee, told the Times Wednesday. Jack was called to give a deposition before the grand jury investigating. He passed the polygraph test, was completely exonerated. He was unaware of the game show cheating, but while we were on the air, one of the future contestants on the show went through a woman's purse in the contestant's dressing room, he said. While going through the purse, he discovered someone had given her some answers. Oh, no. Woo! Game show hosts from that era, including Nars, were little more than hired guns who showed up half hour before the live broadcast and ran through the material. They were not tightly connected to the producers, many of whom fixed the game shows to heighten the drama. Save the drama for my mama. Among the other shows he hosted were Video Village, Seven Keys, and syndicated version of Beat the Clock that debuted in 1969. He was the Dean Martin of game show hosts because he was so easygoing and so smooth, they said. Nars and Kennedy were the only brothers to make their living primarily as game show hosts. Kennedy, who hosted Name That Tune in the 70s, changed his name from Jim Nars to avoid being confused with his older brother, whom he followed into the business. Jack Nars is dead. He was 85. Well, that's old enough. Oh, my God. So we did crappy, man. Mornings went up and we went down. Gotta go up and not down. I forgot to have Zach sing that to you. Must have been all those appearances by Jerk Street that pushed the morning over the top. Wouldn't you think, Fat Chris?
Yep.
Now, let's see afternoons, 3 to 7 p.m. Hot 105 is number one, but dropping from an 8.3 share to a 5.5. Waxy hit a big book.
Yeah.
In the afternoon, they went from 9th, from a 3.5 to a 5.1.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Radio Ritmo is third. Radio Amor is fourth. Radio Amor. IOD is fifth. That's the Schmidtmeister. Yeah, this is all right-wingers got the diaries here, so don't feel so bad. EDR, fifth, big. Where's us in the afternoon? Not on the first page. Where the hell are we? Not on the second page. Oh, my God, Mr. Mad Dog. Oh.
Oh, my God.
Third page, 2.9 down to a 2.5. Number 17. Waxy has got a 5.1 in the afternoon, and we got a 2.5. More than double. We got double trouble. It must be the fake Danila bastard kicking our ass. INZ, 2.2 to a 2.3. Boy, these numbers suck. I can't even wait to get to 7 to midnight. Oh, baby. As Bob Cole allegedly would say, oh, baby. Personality of a dead man. 7 to midnight. I can't. Is that EDR? Yeah, number one, 7.6. Waxy's number 4 with a 4.9. That's the Marlins. Yeah, we made a good move getting rid of those Marlins, Jolly Joe. Oh, yeah. Now, where are we? Let's see. IOD 1.3 up to a 2.8. QAM. Oh, let's hear it for DA and that Dolphin thing. We went from a 0.5 in the spring to a 1.6 from 30th. Tied for 30th and tied for 17th.
Let's triple the number.
We cracked a 1 at night. A 1.6 in men, 25.54. Oh, my God. I think it's time for a mass suicide here.
Yep.
Get Jolly Joe to pull the trigger first.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
No portion of this program may be reproduced without the express permission of WQAM Beasley Broadcast Group, Incorporated.
It's Fatwa Friday, you bastards.
WQAM is proud to bring you the WQAM School of Broadcasting. Yes, you too can have an illustrious career in the wonderful world of radio. If you follow our curriculum, the course is free. Of course, you'll work for free. Call 1-800-WANNABE and speak to our Director of Education, Mr. Lenny Martez.
So, you want me a broadcaster?
A what?
A broadcaster.
Yeah.
Broadcaster.
Broadcaster,
well,
right.
Can you say news? News.
News.
No, it's not news, it's
News.
I'll take you on a tour. You need help. Here we have the Joe Rose Beginner's Course.
Wait. Repeat after me, man. Wait.
It's good.
And over here we have the effect of the riverway road.
Wait, know what you need. Wait, give us a call. All you gotta do is call us right now. Repeat after me.
And over here we have the hike subjectivism.
And open your books to page 14. Repeat after me. And, no, that's what I want you to repeat. Go ahead. Okay.
And over in this room is Goldie 101.
Yes, it's the wonderful world of radio. Radio, where you can hear your own voice. Let the WQAM School of Broadcasting provide you with the essential tools you'll need to make your wet radio dreams come true. One come true.
Why are you sending me persons 2554? Please stop.
Always do.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
Only on the trends you send me that. When we've already got the men because it's a book, you don't send me the persons 2554. Stop sending them and wasting my fax paper, you idiot.
Too late.
You fairy.
What?
Too late.
Oh, no. Let me stop it. Stop. 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 Stop.
I think he's just going to pick up the fax and throw it.
It's too late. The crap is already in there, and it's puking out. Why would I want persons 2554?
Because I always do.
No, you don't. That's only for the trends, you moron, because we don't have men separate in the trends. Boy, no wonder you have no number for crime. I'm going to be doing a Joyce here in a minute.
Really?
Because this morning, for the second day in a row, I was I sat, but I did not schmat. And that ain't gonna last long with a fat tub like me. I may have to run in there now. These numbers, I think, pushed me over the edge. Well, is this stuff more of this? Oh, and then you send me, what is this? Oh, God, persons 2554. If you think we did bad on the men 2554, since we have no women, well, what's the point in this? Oh, he's sending all the day parts. Oh, God almighty. Christ. Anyway, let's get to the stuff. God. Are we going to change that poll or what?
Sure.
Well, you sound pretty depressed. I guess you didn't get your bonus money either,
no
huh?
bonus for me.
Oh, poor fat Chris. Oh. Let's see what we got here. Did Eric put the other one on? No,
nope,
nothing to switch. What?
Not yet.
Well, why not?
I'll ask him.
Come on, Fat Eric, just do that, and then you can go away and go eat salami the rest of the day. 980 votes on this horrible poll, and you can hear the facts grinding out all that stuff that George sent me again. Why? Why in God's name would you send me that crap? And don't tell me, if you say one more time, you always do. You're full of baloney.
All right.
You don't.
Okay.
I mean, after all these years, you don't have an understanding of what it is that we care about? Men 25 to 54. That's our target demo. That's our bonus demo that we didn't even come close to
Every
making.
other time you say send the persons.
No,
so
I don't.
Extrapolate.
That's only on the trends.
All right, I'll
There's
write it
nothing
down.
to extrapolate when you've got the men 25, 54. Jesus God, are you goofy today? Extrapolate what?
Extrapolate this.
Yeah, extrapolate this.
Rectum.
Right. I think I'm going to go in there and Joyce right now. Strike while the iron's hot. This is a hostile email. It says, I just wanted to let you know I bought 2 gift certificates yesterday. I wanted to tell you how much WQAM sucks. Well, we know that. When you go on the site and try to click on your face, this stupid pop-up thing annoys the hell out of you. It's not just a regular pop-up. It moves with you when you scroll along the page. It blows. Yeah, you're trying desperately to get on my Neil Deal thing, and that thing keeps moving, as if to block your cursor. God, hate that QAM.com. You know something? When that check comes for Cordes, tear it into a million pieces. He's going to be right there on your shoulder waiting for that FedEx envelope.
I'll bet.
In fact, at that point, that's when I would take out that little bomb thing that you got coming and detonate the bomb, right? And just stick it in his ass. I blame Josh Cordes for this, it says. He's always bragging that the website is his big claim to fame. Well, I have news for you, Josh, you flamer. The website blows, and so do you. I have a little brother who's in college for web design who can make a website far superior to this piece of Schmidt site. You should be fired as soon as possible. I think the only reason Josh is still employed is because he likes to throw Jolly Joel the old bone. Josh is a closet fag. He's always talking about screwing so many women. Just come out of the closet already, you loser. Stop sending Josh those checks for crappy work. I'd rather you'd send the money to Chris so he can eat more and croak already. Love you, Neil. George is okay, too. Die, Josh, die. I hate you, queer. Sincerely, P.S. Chris is fat. Yeah, good one. Oh, and look at all these pages wasted. How many trees? How many oak trees?
Forest. The whole rainforest is dead now.
My God. How depressing and distressing. That was a bad book.
Yep.
And I think it was me in September coming back after all your great summer shows. But then, now, when did we really start the thing with the emails? That wouldn't have been during the book, would it?
No, that was just...
about a month ago?
If that, yeah. Like 3 weeks, a month ago.
So maybe that'll resurrect us as opposed to...
I'm your friend. I'm your friend. I'm Joe Bell's idea of a caller. I'm your friend. Chamba.
And those. Yeah, we put an end to that crap. And I'm not saying the emails are going to be like the who knows? And, of course, when you don't do any promotion whatsoever, and you see the afternoon is just vanished. At least we got a 4-something. From 10 to 2, we probably got about a 4 or 5. Not a good number, but at least it's not like a 2-something. My God. Although, in all fairness to the Mad Dog, keep in mind the 3 to 4 hour was jerks also. See, what they do is they put on some losing proposition, and they keep it on long enough to make sure that it drags everybody else down before they finally, cut their losses. Am I right? You bet.
Yep.
Well, look at this. Brandon says, thank God for that email. I thought I was the only one who hated him. I bet you Brandon sent that email. I bet you anything. How else could anybody hate Cordes with such a purple passion?
We
hate you guys.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports lead.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
Are you sure? The Big Dog, Joe Rose. Weekday morning, 7 to 10. Sports Radio 560 QAM. The sports
leader.
It's Friday, you bastard.
Barack Obama believes kindergartners should be taught about sex.
I'm John McCain, and I approve this message.
John McCain wants to stay in Iraq for 100 years.
I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
Barack Obama wants to force you to have an abortion, even if you don't want to, and the abortion will be performed by a terrorist on an American flag.
I'm John McCain, and I approve this message.
John McCain wants to force you to have babies, even if you're a man, and the penalty for having an abortion will be death.
I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
In 2005, Barack Obama voted to make everyone have AIDS.
I'm John McCain.
And become transvestite, crackhead, heroin, junkie, porn actors.
I'm John McCain.
Then he puked on an American flag.
I'm John McCain, and I approve this message.
John McCain is 217 years old. He's going to die in office. And Sarah Palin will make you eat moose.
Wait a minute, moose?
Yes, moose.
You really think people are going to believe that?
Yes.
I'm Barack Obama.
I'm John McCain, and I approve this message.
That was down about 90 points. Nothing to get all panicky about yet. Wait a couple hours. Then you can get all panicky. So anyway, you know something I'm thinking? Not too hard. Although I looked at IOD, and Rush had a 4-7, so it's got to be mostly Rush and midday. So the right-wingers, like I said before, got the diaries. Heavy duty. You following me or not?
I'm following.
Okay, I'm just telling you. Daddy-o. But in spite of that, since they always give you the old business, now Joe had a good, well, not great, but I mean, at least he went up 3-4 in the morning. We had a 4.0, and the afternoon was a 2.9, and nighttime was a 1.6. So we had, again, as usual, the highest number on the station.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, not good enough.
Just mentioning, what?
That's not good enough in this place. Of course, number 1 isn't good enough, so I shouldn't worry about that.
Never was. Eric, by the way, is not. Is Eric responding in his little box or what? Because he's not putting the new poll up there.
He'll put it up as soon as he gets off the phone, he said.
I see. Anyway, Doug Thompson writes, McCain and his phony plumbers. This is good stuff. By the way, Neil at neilrogers.com on the email stuff. I notice it's pretty slim and grim so far. Every morning it's the same deal. We get off to a slow start on the emails. Then they pick up like crazy. There's nothing on there right now. There were a few earlier. Some real dreck. How are we doing on Fat Chris's poll? 990. So I guess when we get to 1,000, then we can change it. If Eric is off the phone by then. Maybe John McCain, Doug Thompson says, should dump the coat and tie and appear at campaign rallies in a pair of low-slung work pants that show the crack of his ass. He certainly has proven what an ass he can be to the nation with his tiresome embrace of Joe the Plumber in the last presidential debate. Turns out McCain's working-class hero, Joseph Wurzelbacher, isn't a licensed plumber, owes back taxes, and would benefit from the tax cuts proposed by Democrat opponent Barack Obama. In other words, Joe the Plumber is a fraud, as phony as a McCain campaign promise, an illusion created in desperation by a candidate whose campaign is sinking into the muck of his self-generated political mudhole. About damn time, we need to put this angry, senile old man out of this nation's misery. He deserves to be terminated at the polls with extreme prejudice. Enough already. Give him the political death he deserves and send Sarah Palin back to Alaska. They like nutcases up there. We don't. McCain has run a despicable campaign, and his erratic performances in the debates, coupled with a long string of gaffes on the stump, proves he doesn't have enough gray matter left to handle the toughest job in the world. The man who constantly invokes the memory of Ronald Reagan would be more senile going into office than Reagan was when he left, and that should scare the hell out of anyone. The senator from Arizona overplayed his hand time and again. His repetitious claim that I have the scars to prove it when it comes to experience in wars, both real and political, is wearing thin, and a new AP Yahoo poll shows most Americans are sick and tired of John McCain and the regressive political party he represents. Yet Barack Obama is an unknown, but after 8 years of George W. Bush, even an unknown is preferred over McCain, and 4 more years of Republican mismanagement, corruption, and disregard for basic American rights and freedoms. The next president will follow the most corrupt and failed president in American history. George W. Bush is such an utter disaster on so many levels, it'll take historians decades to peel away the layers of corruption, abuse of power, and incompetence. Allowing John McCain to enter the White House and continue even one of Bush's policies is too big a risk. America can't afford 4 more years of Republican rule. Bush and his henchmen should shred the Constitution, destroy the nation, leaving the U.S. a broken, divided, dysfunctional country. Like Joe the Plumber, McCain is a fraud. His candidacy is a sick joke, and his party is a corrupt criminal cabal. It's time to take this country back from the despots who seized control. That's Doug Thompson. He's pissed off and fired up. Pissed up and fired off.
Arr.
Yeah. Like Pharrell. Well, not that fired up. So the numbers sucked. And how about those guys across... I noticed Sid the Kid's the only one who didn't participate in that big rally across the street. That ought to shut his big fat yap, although I'm sure it won't. I'm sure it won't. He's got a big, stupid mouth and a... oh, look at that. We got the thing changed. Do I have Chris's permission to... I hate this other poll so much, I'm not even going to read it.
Come on, 8 more?
8 more my ass.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Eat more ass?
Eat more my ass. Don't start with that. When I look at the picture of Neil on the website, I laugh my ass off. That's my vote. Get horny, get nauseous. Promise to start my diet immediately. Don't find anything wrong with it. Think it looks a lot like me. Think it looks just like I always pictured Neil would look like. Well, it's 20 years ago. Poke a hot stick in my eye. Thought it was George, or laugh my ass off. The new poll is up there. Thank God. Oh, somebody voted get nauseous. Shame on you. Here's another email from Bill Spike Wise, our good friend. You notice how all these people showed up at the same time, the old IOD people, the fake Johnny Dark and the fake Bill Wise? Bill Spike Wise at Mr. Radio Jr. Ernie Sochin and Meg Green spy reports.
Really?
Says as recently as January 2008, Ernie Sochin was a member of the Cutler Bay, formerly Cutler Ridge City Council. I'm sure he's been introducing and passing legislation pertaining to socks. In honor of old Ernie, let's talk about the notch. I want to talk about the notch. As for Smeg Green, she's doing financial consulting in South Florida, also has a Q&A in the Herald Financial section. In honor of Krusty Smeg, I'd like to ask, how do I roll over my CD so I'll be happy when I roll over in my grave? You remember WNWS Funeral? Brilliant radio. Only Neil could read a list of 300 names or so, very few of whom anyone outside the industry knew, and make it absolutely compelling. It was at that moment I realized you truly are a something among men. It's blocked out. The right-hand margins.
Yeah, McQueen among men, maybe?
A girl among men. I don't know what it says. Oh, and then there was the time when you went on the Steve Kane show to debate Reverend Pupik. What was his real name? I don't know. Jason something. About something or other, and you totally busted him on his relationship with a stripper named Destiny something. I don't remember if you actually wore a chicken suit. I remember you talking with a bird earlier in the day about showing up to the studio to the Kane show wearing a chicken suit or a chicken mask. I doubt you did in retrospect, but I remember the debate. You nailed his ass. Not the way that Reverend Pupik nailed all those altar boy asses, but you still nailed his ass. Oh, God, I have no life. Yo estoy muriendo aquí. Somebody shoot me. Bill Spike Wise. P.S. Herman and McBean were great, even if they did make occasionally accidental references to WGTR as she. Crap happens, especially in this industry. Pretty weak email this morning, Spike. Not even in the same league as the one the other day. Wouldn't you agree?
Yep.
Pretty weak crap. Oh, wait till you hear this. In Ada, Oklahoma, flyers promoting the Ku Klux Klan were distributed in copies of the Ada Daily News, angering the paper's employees and readers. The KKK says it's not responsible for people printing out and distributing information from its website, and the newspaper is calling the flyers unauthorized activity. We are mortified and sore, we as a newspaper, that our newspaper is being used this way, said Lauren Beasley with the Ada Evening News. Uh-huh. I knew the Beasleys always sat in the corner with those pointy hoods. The Associated Press reports that local authorities are looking into the hate crime charges, and it's got a video here. It's God Bless America and the Ku Klux Klan. It's got a picture of the swill that they put. Although at least it wasn't a DVD of that fake movie. What's that movie called? Obsession?
Oh.
See, I beat you to it, Fatso. And George, he's like, oh, he's out of it all again. He's just licking his wounds.
Yep.
He's licking his wounds because of the fact that we didn't make the bonus.
I know. I'm licking my wallet.
No, boy. Well, I'll tell you, under the Jolly Joe regime, man, we sure are cleaning up. Get the mop.
Biggest names.
Get the pail and the mop, baby.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
The biggest names. The best talent. It's the Mad Dog, Jim Mandich. Afternoons, 4 to 7.
All
Sports
right.
Radio 560 QAM. The sports leader.
Many of us may not be getting enough.
Sports leader, my ass. God.
Rectum.
Nice book, Clarence.
Sitting at home watching the WWF. I got hair on my back and Coors on my breath. I got remote control. I got my Nintendo joystick. I'm so damn lazy. I married a pregnant chick.
Well, it's true I drive a Beamer and I play lots of golf. I wear polyester pants that I never take off. I go out to the bars and I try to be funky, but I don't fool anyone, 'cause me a honky.
Oh, me a honky. Oh, me a honky. Oh, me a honky. Just a little too white. Oh, me a honky. Oh, me a honky. Oh, me a honky.
I listen to Madonna and I think she's really hip, and that Julio Iglesias fella just makes me flip. I don't like Two Live Crew. They're just so darn dirty. My kids aren't allowed to listen until they turn 30.
My dad is my uncle and my sister's my aunt. I'm enrolled in school just to get me a grant. I tell a lot of ethnic jokes. I think that they're funny. I got a bad sense of humor, 'cause me a honky.
Oh, me a honky. Oh, me a honky. Oh, me a honky. Just a little too white. Oh, me a honky. Oh, me a honky. Oh, me a honky. Just a little too white.
You failed. Look at me do the box step, Luffy. Look at this.
Hey, Ma, why don't you come over here and pull my finger?
Like I said, ooh, I'm nervous when he said pull my finger. I was afraid what was going to follow that. Yeah, 1046, 14 before 11 at 560 WQAM. Here's the award-winning lineup, baby. Orlando at Dolphins camp, 2 o'clock. A lot of people suggested we send Orlando to camp, and we're going to do it. The Dolphins. Who are they playing this week, by the way, Fatso?
That would be the Ravens.
Oh, the
Cameron.
The point-scoring challenged Ravens, the offensively challenged. They couldn't score.
Cameron.
Yeah, right, exactly, like I said. So that'll make them 3-3 for sure. Who are the Patriots playing? Oh, that's right, Denver. A little girls' team. Well, that could be interesting. Mad Dog at Hooters Doral at 4 o'clock. Then at 7 o'clock, it's Dolphins Tonight, baby. One of the worst shows in the history of mankind, followed by the Dodgers and the Phillies. No, that's not followed by the Dodgers and the Phillies because that series is over. You know, all he had to do was do this one page, and he wouldn't do it. Lazy, shiftless, and a loser. That's Clarence for you. Dodgers and Phillies, my ass. So I don't know what's on after 8 o'clock tonight. And quite frankly, with those numbers, does it really make a difference? No. Maybe DA. Says, wow, you have to love those repeating spots on the internet stream with a big O and boombox repeating after 5 seconds 300 times. Okay. Just relax, Brandon. We got enough issues of our own here. Not much on the email front so far this morning. Every day it starts out really, really slow, and I got to push them and prod them. We might actually have to take a couple of calls today. George.
Let's do it.
Here's a comment. Looking at your fat picture inspired me to go back on the Atkins, says somebody. I lost 30 pounds when you had Dr. Bob as a guest on your show back in the day. I kept that poundage off for a long time, but sadly it's back with another 10 or 12 additional. When I saw that photo posted on your website, it wasn't funny to me. It made me think that soon I'll look like that if I don't take action immediately, if not sooner. So I've been doing Atkins since the first day that picture went up on your website. Have fun on your week off. Us loyal listeners have a full week to look forward to George, the second best talk show host in town. Viva Jorge. Sorry if that sounds too Mexican for George.
That sounds just fine.
Weston. Does it sound fine?
It was just fine.
Would have sounded a lot finer if he would have gotten some diaries.
Yeah.
And we'd have had at least number 3 bonus month. We didn't get nothing. We didn't get nothing. Vomit. What do you expect from this regime, man? And they act like they're paralyzed. That's the thing that just astonishes me. They got this little boy program director with his little group of boyfriends, the Beast and this one and that one. And it's like bad high school radio is what it is. And the formatics are all messed up. And when Flea has the balls to open up a mouth,
oh, go mind your own business. You're in promotions. This is programming. Go mind your own business. Don't stick your nose into programming. I'm the maven. I'm the expert. Joyce told me.
See, if I'm the manager of a station like this, where the numbers are just of course, you know what they're thinking, don't you?
What?
Now it's football, baby. We got the Dolphins. The numbers will go up. And then, of course, after the football season, like last year, in the wintertime, everybody vanished. Remember that?
Yep.
In the winter, we were the master of disaster. God. Justin is really pissed off about Josh Cordes, too. Justin says, I thought I was the only one that had a seething hatred for Josh the Queer Cordes. Aside from the fact he sounds like a little gay mouse on the air, he's so annoying when he's on with George. No, I think he's confusing him with Flea.
Maybe.
He's always ranting and raving about his sexual conquest with trashy whores. No, I guess not. He acts like he's so cool and thinks that his idea of web design is crap. He's plunged the QM website into the toilet. I think we should start a Facebook group titled Die Josh Cordes and see how many people sign up. Up yours, Cordes. Justin. How do you like that?
That's hysterical.
They're pretty PO'd about him.
Wow.
And on the day when he's going to be getting that check today in that FedEx envelope. Wow. They hate you, Josh. Bah! It is true, though, about that thing with that the 2-for-1 deal. It just slows everything down because people can't get on the damn thing. They can't get on the page. And it's almost like intentional, you know. I mean, there's an outfit that runs these 2-for-1 deals, which is why every station and everybody and their brother has been doing them. Wouldn't it be funny, by the way, IOD has got that a pretty decent morning number and a decent midday number. They pounded us 4.7 to a 4.0. So wouldn't it be something if not only Rush had some numbers in there, but also Footy? That would be great. That would be a miracle, but it would also be great because now he's gone. He's gone. Oh, and thanks for the idiot who sent me the thing about Edie Adams died. We talked about that yesterday. Oh, these people just absolutely make me crazy. Every time we talk about something or have it on the poll, the next day, oh, guess what? You hear Tom Tresh died, Neil? No kidding. We talked a lot yesterday about dying people, and I think it's an omen. Dead people and this book. The Dow is up 19 points. Let's hear it. Let's have a big comeback. Nothing in the email. Neil@neilrogers.com. Isn't that a kick in the head?
Yep.
A real kick in the ass. Sean says, I figured out where all our money went all by myself. This is Sean in Hollywood, the pool guy, who's got a couple of polls on here, which I won't waste your time reading. I'll put them in my pile. He says, remember how we were told if we each save just a few dollars a week, it can multiply hugely over years? Sadly, the transverse is also true. If we each pee away a few dollars a week, our losses become staggering, money that we'll never get back. Using the government's own figures on fuel consumption, I calculated how much we paid for gas each week during the Bush years versus the Clinton years. The increases alone range from $63 million a week in December 2001 to a puke-inducing $6.52 billion in one single week in July of this year. Here's the number. In 404 weeks of Bush, we paid an additional $1,013 billion for gas, $3,400 for every man, woman, and Down syndrome child in the U.S. This does not count fuel, natural gas, diesel, or kerosene, fuel oil. My life is one never-ending torment, says Sean in Hollywood. Well, speak for yourself. We're doing great. Well, we were until those numbers came out. Boy, poor George. Although still the highest on the station. See, that's the point I make of that every summer.
Yeah. It's never not been. That's never not been the case, but still.
And to see the way that they got pounded in the afternoon by the bastard, number 2 in the market. Does anybody believe that?
No.
But then if you accuse them of having wired diaries, oh, geez, every time we do good, Rogers says, when they do good, it's legitimate. No, I think they legitimately kicked our ass. That's because we put so much garbage on here. I mean, Jerks, the Jerk Show, that was like the death knell. The Jerk Show. You know, that bit about Jolly Raleigh Joe, he don't have a clue what to put on between 2 and 4. And then he takes a guy who's already
rock solid
in the morning, from 5 to 7 in the morning, puts him on again a second time. Good God, Jolly Joe Bell. When are they people over there in Naples going to stop sniffing glue and wind up and sniff the daffodils? And get the aroma of these numbers, aroma that could put you in a coma. And with the economy the way that it is, when you have good numbers, it's going to be tough enough to sell. But when you have no numbers, forget about it. My God. Oh. At least we're on the first page, I'll say that. Mornings and Us. And that Jerks thing from 2 to 4. That was, and people go, you don't give anybody a chance. Yeah, right. Like it took a genius to figure out that was unacceptable radio? Unacceptable. Let's see. Here's one. It says from Danny. I'm in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Saw a van with large pictures of Obama and Biden all over it. It had a bumper sticker that said, hey, Sarah Palin banned any good books lately? The license plate was from Alaska. Going to see the movie W today. Go Oliver Stone, it says. Oh, Oliver Stone. God, he's so bad. Larry King said during his broadcast that the vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin will make an appearance on this weekend's Saturday Night Live. We've just confirmed that Sarah will appear on SNL on Saturday, King said. On Tuesday, in a phone interview with the Chicago Tribune, executive producer of SNL, Lorne Michaels, said, I think sooner or later everyone will come through. Wow. Well, I mean, she's a joke anyway.
Yep.
Did you see McCain and Obama roasting each other last night? Yeah, I saw about 5 minutes of it. Obama killed it says. At least they were smart enough to make McCain go first so he didn't have to follow Obama. Good stuff. Did you see it?
Nope.
The roast? The big roast?
Nope.
Oh. Here's Melissa again. She's back. Well, at least some of the same people are emailing again. Nobody new because we don't have anybody new. We have nobody new because we're just sitting here. We're just vegetating. We're like a cactus in the desert, full of pricks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I heard what you said.
Like a cactus sitting out roasting.
Full of what?
Baking full of crap.
Uh-huh.
Baking in the sun. Yeah, I'm telling you.
It just felt like a cactus.
No, listen, you don't have to just move on. Move on. You're bad today, man. You're bad.
I know. I'm depressed. I'm going to go drink and puke.
Why? Because you actually believe we were going to get some bonus money with this bunch of
I thought it would at least be flat. At least, we get 30 days. Yeah, that's not what I saw.
You thought it would at least be flat.
Yeah, at least.
Well, the right-wingers got all the diaries in September. Plus,
even over the summer, it's usually number one. It's certainly been number one more often than not, by leaps and bounds.
You talk about living in the past. You're always giving me crap about when I do shows reminiscing about old restaurants and places. You talk about living in the past, man. You are really... You're like in the time tunnel with
No,
James
you're right.
Taylor.
It's bonus money. That's another thing.
Living in the
past.
distant past.
Right.
Back in the salad days.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
The biggest names, the best talent. You're listening to Sports Radio 560 WQAM. Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
I'm John McCain, my prisoners, and I don't approve of negative campaigning because it doesn't give Americans much hope for the future, my friends, you see. But I'm afraid, my friends, that Barack Obama is a terrorist who wants you all to die. I have it on good authority, my friends, that at the age of 9, Barack Obama was affiliated with homegrown terrorist Lou Ayres, who flew bisexual planes into innocent stacks of hay. And I think once owned a Plymouth dealership, I'm not sure. At the tender age of 6, Barack Obama consorted with known underground radicals, Paul Krasner and Abby Dalton. Barack Obama was the elusive fifth Beatle, my friends, who was a member of the Charlie Manson family. And he had torrid affairs with Squeaky Fromme and Willie Horton Hears a Who, my friends. Barack Obama helped collect skin shoots for Buffalo Bill and played the triangle in Dr. Judd's Dead Symphony. And that's not the kind of change we can break a 20 with, my friends. Can I have my green corn now?
11:01 at 560 WQM. These emails now are starting to get to be as ponderous as the calls, I think I'm just going to sit here and scream for 4 hours every day. Like that.
We already have it on tape, so we can just loop it. That way you don't have to blow your voice out.
Do a little loop-de-loo. For example...
Sorry.
Yeah. Here's SR sends me a picture that has been on every website. My tube, their tube, on our website. The picture of McCain going off the stage behind Obama with his hands out and his tongue out. Like a crazy. And it says, may have mistaken him for Sarah. No, this is not shopped. As if, These people must live in a vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
They find something on there that everybody in the world has seen 4,000 times already. Oh, look at this. It's for real. It's not shopped. It's cropped. And Melissa, who ordinarily I thought was a pretty interesting, I'm listening every day in Concord, North Carolina, quietly enjoying the show and participating in the surveys you care nothing about. Now, what does that mean, first of all?
I give up.
She's voting, I guess.
And you want us to stroke your ego with a shout-out every day?
Yes, the answer is yes.
Neil, you looked a hot mess in that circa 1988 picture. You look better now. Holla back. Melissa, holla back. A shout-out and holla back.
That's your holla.
Oh, my God. Oh. No speaky English, okay? No speaky English. Joe the Plumber. Joe the Plumber. Joe the Plumber. Joe the Plumber replaced Joe Sixpack, by the way. And fat-ass Jolly Joe, who's also a fake. Mark in Miami says, it's amazing to me that the management of your station is still employed. It's amazing to us, too, Mark. The Beasleys clearly don't understand the radio business or don't care that their program director and station manager don't understand it. I would assume the only way you can make money for your station is to sell spots. Good thinking, Mark. In order to sell spots more frequently and at a higher rate, you need listeners in the appropriate demographics. How do they think that failing to promote the best talent, instead putting on the worst host like the Big Zero, not once but twice a day, will help them accomplish higher ratings? Give George his own show following yours and stop making me listen to spots with a Big Zero, says Mark in Miami. It's a mystery to all of us, to everyone in the business, how these people keep their jobs. You just keep waiting for something to happen, something exciting, something that makes sense, something meaningful, something scintillating. And since Jolly Joe decided to blow the thing up back at the last December, right around, and he blew out the Humper and Ed K. and just blew the whole place up and put on the Jerks with his own show. Since those days, man, we have been struggling just to keep afloat like the people who were on the Titanic. The Dow's up 10 points, by the way. No big Mencia. But not that we complain. We're just keep the checks coming, Jolly Joe. Keep them coming nice and early like you've been doing. That's all he can do. At least it counts for something. Oh, the DNC press, 80 billion lies, count the lies. Boring. Very boring. 101 votes on the new poll. When I look at the picture of Neil on the website, I laugh my ass off, 27. Promise to start my diet immediately, if not sooner, 24. Think it looks a lot like me, 13. Oh, God. Poke a hot stick in my eye, 9. Pocahontas. Get nauseous, 8. Get horny, 7. Think it looks just like I always pictured Neil would look like, 6. Don't find anything wrong with it, 6. And thought it was George, 1. Oh, it is George.
Gotcha. Psych.
Oh. Woo.
Now, how old were you there? Do you reckon?
Holla back. I was 46.
Okay. So I got a few more years to go. Let's see if I can have that kind of a body by that time.
And those kind of boobies.
I got 3 years to work on. I already got those kind of boobies.
Do you?
Oh, yeah. Well, I used to have pecs, and then you know what happens when you don't work out. Everything starts to droop.
Yeah.
Yeah. You heard
Not
that,
everything.
right?
Not
Are you
everything.
droopy?
I'm droopy. Wave of McCain robocalls reported some may violate state law. The McCain-Palin campaign and the Republican National Committee launched a massive robocall campaign yesterday designed to alarm voters about Barack's past association with former radical Bill Ayers. The committee may be violating state laws in the process. The call begins, "Hello, I'm calling for John McCain and the RNC," before telling recipients they need to know that Barack Obama's worked closely with domestic terrorist Bill Ayers, whose organization bombed the U.S. Capitol, the Pentagon, a judge's home, and killed Americans. More remarkable than the message is the reach of the campaign itself. Reports of robocalls come from Ohio, Colorado, New Mexico, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Missouri, North Carolina, Florida, Texas, West Virginia, Maine, New Hampshire, Indiana, Delaware, Illinois, Georgia, even Canada. Several readers in Minnesota also reported receiving the call, which could be a violation of that state's laws. Oh, God. This is their campaign. Nothing to do with the economy, nothing to do with terrorism, nothing to do with anything of any substance. Just, he hangs out with terrorists, he pals with terrorists, he's a Schwarzer. I'm surprised they're not saying that. For those of you who may not have noticed, not looked closely, he's a Schwarzer. Up 59 points on the Dow. Wow, wouldn't that be something if we had like another big boost today? Another big goose? Don't hold your breath. Tim says, warning. If someone is voting via absentee ballot and wants to mail it in, they need to apply the proper postage, probably for 2 ounces, maybe more. Since the envelope for Dade County doesn't advise the sender that he's responsible for postage, my guess is that a good number of ballots will be returned due to insufficient postage. Sure, the instructions identify the need for postage, but who reads instructions? To compound matters, even if you read the instructions, they don't indicate how much postage is needed in order to return the absentee ballot. I personally plan on voting early, will not need to worry about how heavy the ballot is. My only concern is watching my own weight, says Tim. Okay, thanks, Tim.
And you want us to stroke your ego every day and give you a shout-out, holla back.
Well, what kind of caca talk is that? Haven't I always said that a whole bit about giving a shout-out? It makes my skin crawl when I hear that swill.
So you're going to give her one?
No. How about giving a shootout?
Punchlines, it is really good stuff.
Oh, it's good stuff. You tell him, Tony. Oh, my God. Tony Harris, the Antichrist. Neil, great reminiscing thanks to the Internet. Go to geocities.com/yada-yada and click on Pictures and the WID Great Entertainers. No, I won't. Thanks, Bob. Enjoy. He says enjoy. Don't you love that when people invite you to do something that for sure they know you're not going to do and you have no interest in doing, and then they say, enjoy, enjoy. Such a Jewy thing, too, isn't it? Enjoy. Do Goyim say that?
Enjoy?
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
Oh, here's another one about Josh Cordes. Boy, he's taking it up the old armpit today. Neil, the guy who called about Cordes, is right. When he's on with George, he talks like a big shot with the ladies and some sort of Olympic drinking champion. The truth is, Josh, the WQM website is a mess. I don't know if Cordes looks after your website, Neil. No, he does not. But it needs tidying up, too. Too many old pictures and dead links. Well, there you go. That's we thought we had a guy that was going to really help us out with that. Remember that?
Yep.
I already forgot his name. Oh, the website sucks, and tonight if it's okay with you, I'm going to send it. And I said, yeah, bring it, send it along, give me some advice. And he disappeared. That was the end. Phony effer. Maybe Fat Chris should take over the website, says. Regarding the book, Neil, shouldn't there be one for English and one for no speaking English? Don't let the bastards get you down. Love, Steve. No, there should not be one for no speaking English. It's just the way it is, man. That's the marketplace. That's what it is. Here's a long thing. Colin Powell, once considered a potential running mate for John McCain, now may endorse Barack Obama, according to Republican sources. But an air of mystery surrounds Powell's planned live appearance Sunday on Meet the Press. No one is sure what he's going to say. Well, maybe he'll apologize for holding up that phony vial at the UN. He was really vile. Bill says, the wetness on your right hip looks like a leaky colostomy bag. Ah, you're onto me, Bill. See, they don't understand. It's a Polaroid picture, and it's bad. There's a smear on the wall and a smear on my undies. Thank God it's a white smear and not a brown one. Yeah, I'm having issues with that this morning. I'm just not. I made a run. I sat. I did not schmat.
Oh, no.
Yeah. How's that possible? Maybe I need to get some Hall's sugar-free.
There you go. That'll kick-start really the system.
That would be really good at Woodbine. Sure. And I can smell as there were some of those people there. Oh, my God. A couple of days ago, there was this young Chinese woman sat next to me. I swear to you, I was swooning. I thought, I'm never going to survive this. I'm praying for her to lose. And she did lose, and then she whips out a ticket from another machine with $100 on it. Oh, I thought 100 credits? I'm never going to live until... And then she got down to 47, and then she cashed out and moved on. If she'd have stayed to play out the rest of those 47 credits, I wouldn't be here today. I mean, an aroma could put you in a coma. And I still wonder, I brought that up on the air many, many times. What is that all about? Is it a dietary thing? Is it people who don't bathe?
Must be.
Is it eating all of those boiled dog? I mean, what the hell is it all about? Get some body wash, honey. Wash that thing off.
Biggest names.
Oh,
the best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
It's the DA Show.
Weeknights from 8 to 11.
Here on
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
It's Friday, you bastards.
Pushes the shorty butt. Pushes the shorty butt. Pushes the shorty butt. Pushes the shorty butt. Cheney said right off the ventilator. He brought investigations to an end. They were getting too close to the towel-headed bodies down in Texas for a barbecue again.
Beckham.
Pushes the shorty butt. Pushes the shorty butt.
Absolutely.
Pushes the shorty butt. Pushes the shorty butt. If they don't impeach this corporate retard, 3,000 lives will never be avenged. 'Cause you brainwashed monkeys are so stupid, you'll put them back in office again. What the f***? Pushes the shorty butt. Pushes the shorty butt. Pushes the shorty butt. Pushes the shorty butt. Members of the ARP. Pushes the shorty butt. Pushes the shorty butt. Pushes the shorty butt. Pushes the shorty butt.
Oh, the Dow is down $5.21, 5 points. 11:18 at 560 WQAM. Crystal, I blew it.
Uh-oh.
Neil, the show has become George's show already. You need to retire already. Let George take over at your salary. Since he does everything for the show, even if you stay on the air, he should be given your paycheck. You should get his. If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have a show anymore. Signed, Crystal.
Uh-huh.
The fake George's wife, Crystal.
That's right. She's
or
everywhere.
The real one. Who
She's
knows?
all over the place.
And Melissa in Concord, North Carolina, is starting to really, really bug me bad. Okay, honey, you're bugging me bad, sweetie. Subject, love you. I was saying I love your show. I'm a faithful listener. Show the faithful listener some love. Holla back. How's that? Was that a good holla? Yeah, there you go. Holla back. Go away, Melissa.
You're going to make me play it.
She's not sitting back listening quietly. She's bugging me. Holla this and holla that. Maybe she wrote The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Saad says, Neil, God, I don't understand why you're aggravating yourself over the numbers. Am I aggravating myself over them? I just said they suck.
I am.
Well, you are, because you were all whipped up about thinking getting some bonus money. The amount of bonus money that I could get during the summer book anyway, it's half of the rest of the year for me.
Every little pittance matters to me.
Well, you're not going to get it.
I know.
I told you before the show this morning, it's highly unlikely. I said, I don't think
so.
Nevertheless what?
A boy can dream, can't he?
It seems that you keep forgetting where you work, it says WQAM. This station is nothing without your show. Management, if you want to call it that, same as the rest of South Florida, is asleep at the wheel. 20 hours a day talking sports. How can one talk so much about one boring subject? Life isn't about sports. The Marlins are getting a $500 million taxpayer bailout, so 587 people can watch a weekend boring team, and no one is asking a question. The political leadership in South Florida and your management are nothing more than a bunch of crooks, but they're exactly what this sleepy town deserves. Thanks for informing and entertaining us. Thanks to George for filling in and doing a great job. Saad.
Thanks, Saad.
And we hollered back. Holla back. Oh, just gives me the creeps. Liz says, I hope you've had a marvelous week. I wouldn't say it's been a marvelous week. It's been okay. Would you say it's been marvelous?
No.
Not in any respect?
No.
I'm writing to say that if there were an I Love Josh web group, I'd join in a minute. He's cute, charming, adorable, and amusing, even if he doesn't have a razor-sharp wit. Josh Cordes is the subject du jour today.
I guess.
Oh, yeah.
You know, all these emails could be coming from two people, Josh Cordes and Brandon.
Mm-hmm. Brandon denies it, by the way. I'm sure he got his finger in it. George is bright enough for both of them, and Josh is cute enough for all three of you. Oh, Liz, get some glasses, honey. Speaking of looks, please remove that horrible, hideous photo from your website. Replace it with another one of Brady Quinn and the other Brady sports dude. No. That picture of you is so unbelievably unappetizing, it's ruining my sex life. Listen, Uncle Neil, I love you, but you've got a bod for radio. And kisses to George, says Liz. Got a bod for radio. That's 20 years ago. It's an old picture. I look lovely now by comparison. I mean, I still look like crap, but not like that. God. If I still look like that, you know what I would do?
What? Retire.
I'd go across the street and get some heavenly hash. Didn't have any yesterday.
Good.
Rob says, Happy Friday, Neil. Thanks for warning about Monotone George being on the air. I won't be listening next week. Can you measure how many people tune out when George takes over? It's got to be thousands. Have a great time, says Rob. A little shot at George.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. He'll be there.
You want to give George holla back. Give him a shout out and holla back. God. I'm going to take a look at that. Oh, here's Scooper Scott says, love the picture. Thanks, Scott. He's probably sitting right now, right in front of his monitor, with his life in his hands. 153 votes on the poll. Oh, here's one, but it's not from Alicia, thank God. Obama bets big on Florida turnout, it says. His campaign believes he could win the state if Democratic voter registration gains can be converted into actual votes. That's it. Get off your asses and vote, for crying out loud. Vote early. Vote often. Vote on Election Day. Vote now. I'm voting. What about you, George? That's right. George can't vote. Are you ever going to become like...
Yeah, I'm working on it now. Too many people give me too much crap. You know, it might already be. That's what I got to look into.
And what about Fat Chris? Are you going to vote?
Of course.
For?
Obama.
Damn good thing you said that.
That's why I voted for in the primaries, though.
Did you? You didn't vote for Swillery?
No.
Kathy says, never time caller, second time emailer, but I've loved your broadcast for years. I went to see the movie Religulous today with one of the smartest women I know because only smart people love Bill Maher. Oh, Kathy. Several lines remain prominent in my memory, but the best was, religion is a neurological disorder. My friend and I were one of 6 people in the theater. I doubt this film will make it another week in South Florida because only intelligent, broad-minded people could bear to watch it, which does not include my soon-to-be ex-husband. But now here's the question of the day for you. Was I the only person, one of your few female fans in South Florida, who noticed that John McCain's maniacal grimaces during last night's debate with Obama were those of a man too far out of control and immature to be trusted to take that 3 a.m. phone call? And that John McCain's facial expressions were too eerily like those of Jack Nicholson in The Shining.
Red rum, red rum, red rum.
Holy Mother of God, let's thank the Lord Jesus, Allah, all the other countless divinities, that it appears this nasty, petulant old man will not be our next president. On the other hand, I have a woman friend, very wealthy, who says she doesn't want to see a lot of blacks running around the White House. Well, isn't that charming? Unless they're wearing like white outfits and they're the servants. On the other hand, I went to the Miami Lakes Hialeah Obama headquarters for a meeting and found that it was delivered in Spanish. No speaky English. Just like my Chinese convenience store. No speaky English. Well, I'll be on my way to Woodbine at 2 o'clock, and I might just stay there all day. You know what?
Do it.
Might just stay there all day. I might take my BlackBerry and put it in the bottom of the bathtub.
Drown it?
Drown it. Well, one thing about those deals is once you get water in them, they're done.
Oh, yeah. I know that. Every once in a great while, you
Roby
can get
Young
recovered.
says you're all doomed. Here's Roby from the grave says, just letting you know, you, George, Josh, and morbidly obese Chris are all doomed. Could you please play the Barnaby Jones theme song? Thank you, Roby Young. Well, at least it wasn't Melissa again. I guess we hollered back enough for Melissa. Holla back. Now, do people really say that or not?
Yeah, some people.
And what kind of people say holla back?
Not my people.
What about your people, Chris? Do they say holla back?
No.
I used to live near Hollenbeck Street in Rochester. I lived on OK Terrace. You ready for that? That was the name of the street that I was born.
And was it?
Okay.
No. It sure ain't okay now, I'll tell you that. It ain't okay now. You can't go back. Those of you who were like born in a certain area of a certain city and you haven't been there like in 30, 40, 50 years, don't go back. You'll be real sorry. Real sorry.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
It's Fatwa Friday, you bastards.
This here is Mo coming at you live from the world-famous Agnew. My old pal, Senator McCain, will be dropping by in a campaign stop any minute now. Yeah, that's right. Me and Mac go way back. Why, we used to bang the same taxi dancer.
Excuse me, sir. We're out of prune Danish. Would you like to place another order?
Yeah, I'll have the cream corn pie. Well, for me.
Cream corn pie? We don't have cream corn pie.
Well, see here. I brought my coupon, so go make it. It's my time.
Okay.
Now, where was I? Oh, yeah. Marie the Flame. Speaking of pie, she had quite a jungle down there south of the border. Yeah, that guy sure knew how to beg a broad. Here he is. Hey there, Mac. What do you know? What do you say?
How about Sarah Palin last night, huh?
Yeah, buddy. How about that, bro?
How about her?
Your pie is ready.
What are you waiting for? Let me have it.
Okay.
One thing I want to hear one more time. That was the best. 11:31 at 560 WQAM. Happy Friday to you. Possible Major League Baseball playoffs. What's his name? Darrow's got on the schedule. There's no game. Now, I'm sure that Tampa must have won that game last night. They were ahead 5-0. They lost?
8-7.
Oh, no. They had... Oh, no.
They were up, I think, 7-0, 7-1, something like that after that.
And they bloated. Are you serial?
I'm cereal.
The Red Sox stayed alive. Enough with the Red Sox already, for Christ's sakes. Jesus, God almighty. The Rays. Wouldn't that have been sweet? Well, I guess they got Game 5 coming up, right?
Yeah, I guess.
It's tied 2 games apiece. What do you mean, you guess?
I'm not really paying attention to it.
Me either.
Because I hate both teams.
I did, huh?
I don't really like either team, so.
Neither do I. Although we got Hurricanes playing little girls team, Duke. The Humpers alma mater. Duke. Oh, my God.
They got a good QB.
Why, is he hot?
No, he's just good.
They really do have a good quarterback?
Yes, they do.
Well, so in other words, it might be a decent game, might be competitive?
The last 2 games have actually been close.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Last year they had a chance to win. The year before they.
Oh, you mean against
won.
UM?
Yeah, against UM.
Can't spell scum without UM. Can't spell bum without UM. And then, of course, we got the Dolphins and the Ravens. Oh, that's almost as appealing. Oh, now, is that game here? There?
Here, I believe.
Yeah.
That was the team that got their one win against.
Vile last night and lost 6-2. Oh, my God. The only thing worse than I guess it was a blessing that there was nobody there to see it, because it was a pretty lame performance. And there was nobody there. I mean, you could have gone bowling. You could have picked your own section, set up bowling pins, and gone bowling there at the Mac Arena.
Are they going to make the playoffs this year?
I doubt it. Ask me if the Leafs are going to make the playoffs this year. See? No chance. They suck. Cliff Fletcher, they ought to take him right out in Dundas Square and hang his ass, Cliff Fletcher, right by the Eaton Center.
Mr. Hewitt, the next day, puts his arms around me, and he says, everything is going to be just fine. I wouldn't trade that moment for many others.
On the left side, Cahan goes into the corner for Rangers to one side of his net. Was nearly trapped there. Hebbington caught it on his skaters. Smith went in. Back to Stewart. He scores!
Foster Hewitt, he's still dead, and boy, thank God for that. Boy, there was Bob Cole, who just needs a hair transplant and a personality transplant. They'll bring him back. I know George is pretty hockey intensive, aren't you? Woo-oo. Leaves in New York to play Rangers tonight. Not the Rangers, to play Rangers tonight. That must be a Canadian thing. Oh, there's your president.
Ohio now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed him. Reports have surfaced about O.J. Simpson's violent drug withdrawal behind bars. Life behind bars is unbearable for the non-juiced Juice. Simpson's in constant agony because he can no longer take large amounts of pain-killing medications. For years, he's enjoyed massive doses of painkillers because of alleged severe arthritis. But jail doctors have drastically reduced his daily dose as he withdraws from the drugs. You know what he needs a good dose of? Lead. His anguished pleas to jailers for more painkillers go ignored, sources say. Sometimes he screams at his jailers demanding pills, but his cries are being ignored till his evaluation is complete, a source divulged. O.J.'s been over-medicating for years. Now he's paying the price. And to make his life even more miserable, his kids are bitter and angry, confide insiders. His son, Justin, 20, is livid at O.J.'s botched burglary attempt, and his estranged daughter, Arnell, isn't shedding any tears, according to an insider. Poor O.J. Let's holler. Hey, O.J., give us a holler back. And this Jay is really, some of these emailers, maybe I'm just getting old and crotchety like John McCain. I hope not. You think I'm getting old and crotchety?
You have been.
Yeah, for about 40 years.
Right.
Well, but not,
I don't think you're getting crotchety.
Well, let me read this to you, and then you respond to it. You went through the summer book really fast today, like you always do when it's a bad book for QAM.
What?
Yeah, exactly. I go through it the same way every single time. Whatever the numbers are, I give them to you. Did I hear you say Footy had a good book? No, I didn't say that. I said maybe he had a good book because at midday it was probably mostly Rush because 10 to 3, noon to 3 is the big numbers in there. Maybe IOD got rid of him too quickly. That's what I said. Wouldn't it be ironic? As if he really had a show, as if he belonged on the air doing a talk show. And then it says, Josh, you fairy.
You fairy.
From Jay. So, in other words, it's not just me that takes exception to this comment about I went through the book really fast like I always do when it's a bad book for QAM. I could spend hours on the numbers. Didn't I say the guys across the street had a big book and I gave you the numbers? Didn't I say that?
Yep.
I think these people have got some problems. Maybe they got stock. Oh, my God. Wouldn't that be bad? Jim says you should do another picture as you are today, posed in the same fashion, of course. Here's my answer to you, Jim.
No.
No. I'm not doing any more semi-nude pictures. That just happened to be one that somebody sent to me, and I thought it was really a hoot and very funny. Pathetic, but funny at the same time, and having no, no self-respect, because when you work for this company and Joe Bell, how can you have self-respect? Right?
Right.
So that's why I said put it on there. And some people I know said, oh, my gosh, you didn't really put that on there, did you? And of course, why not? What do I care? Have a good laugh at my expense. Have a good chuckle. The Dow's down 66, and there's Sarah.
You call it. I call it bad medicine.
Bad medicine. I call it bad. She is shrill. She's not just obnoxious and a real trailer trash piece of turd. She's shrill. A shrill bitch. As opposed just to your regular, ordinary pedestrian bitch. Am I right? Yes.
Yep.
Shrill.
We did get a straight answer out of our opponent.
He's a terrorist.
That's right. He pals around with terrorists.
He does. Mm-hmm.
Maybe even smoke. Maybe even smokes Pall Malls. Mm-hmm. Cliff and Kendall says, I heard you say you're interested in improving your website. Yeah, it needs a lot of work. And that Rich Romer, that's the guy's name. Richard Romer. He was going to help us out with the website, and he just vanished. I mean, well, what is that? You know, anybody can criticize, say, oh, your website sucks, but at least Cliff here has got some ideas. He says, I have heard Eric say on several occasions, just tell me what to do, Neil, I'll do it. God forbid that he take any initiative. See, they're all ripping everybody today. Cordis and Eric and you and me and Fatso Chris. Everybody's on they're all bent out of shape. I'm not tech savvy, but what about running a poll for suggestions on improving your website? Suggestions. 1. Change the wallpaper once a month. You've had the same lime green wallpaper with snowflakes for years. Change the wallpaper. 2. Update your video links. Like the Powers of Nightmare doesn't even work anymore. 3. Change your cartoons once a month. Maybe have a contest for the funniest cartoon of the week or month. 4. Delete anything to do with Bush after the election. 5. For God's sake, man, take down your picture. You guys are the best. You make the daily grind a little more bearable, says Cliff and Kendall, who's very chronic. But at least I'm not taking down my picture. I would agree the website is very stale, but who's going to do something with it?
I think Eric said he can do some stuff.
Maybe I'll send Eric an email tomorrow, and I'll send him or I'll just fax him a thing. I'll send him a whole list of suggestions on what to do and where to go. Why are you playing the Pig-O promo over and over again? You're trying to make me puke. I'm listening online. Can't you get it? Come on, can't you get together, says Rob? Yeah, that's also my fault. What promos we play, right?
That's cute, the Pig-O.
Oh, my God. Oh, the Rays are up 3-2, says New York City Dave. So it's a 7-game series? Oh, that's right. It's the league championship. The American League, the ALCS. That's why Fatso was a little confused before I caught you off guard. The Rays are up 3-2. But they had it locked up last night. They had it won. Neil, I'm curious if you were acquainted with Buddy Dean and his record machine in Baltimore in the 50s, early 60s. Had a radio and TV show, never heard of him. Also, Milt Grant in Washington, D.C., never heard of any of them. And since I never lived anywhere near or those places, why would I have known those people? Now, George, on the other hand, probably was pretty tight. Holla back, George.
Yo, yo.
Biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports lead.
Oh, I think during the next break I may actually do a Joyce.
Really?
Well, it's long overdue, man. It's very unusual for me.
Overdue.
Yeah, like a library book.
Mm-hmm.
It's overdue. Debbie says, just wanted to let your listeners know that tomorrow there's an Obama march starting at South Broward High School on US 1 and walking the Young Circle. Bring signs, wear your Obama gear, and show your support before the early voting starts next week. The time is 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Love the show, love Georgia's show, and quit telling Chris he's fat. The poor kid's going to need therapy.
I hope he gets it.
Have a great weekend, Debbie. And Debbie, we holla back.
Yo, yo.
Jorge says, the Wild just scored again. What's happened to the sports teams in this town? I've done spending my money on this garbage. I'm going to the Hard Rock and plunge my guts out with what little money I have left. Have a great weekend, and we'll try to keep the gun out of my mouth, says Jorge. Just relax, Jorge. It's only money. Mariana. Remember that story about the school teacher who used the N-word to describe Obama?
Yeah.
As a room full of outraged black parents watched in disgust, A middle school teacher who used a racial epithet to describe Barack Obama was able to keep his job last night when a divided school board in this rural North Florida town, Mariana, voted to just suspend and transfer him. The incident involving teacher Greg Howard, a 22-year teacher and football coach, has divided the town and served as a stark reminder to many that racial tensions can easily bubble to the surface as the nation and Florida appear ready to pick the first black president. I'm just 6, said Sakreen L. Douglas, a Miami native, who just moved to Mariana from Miami only to have her 12-year-old son, Jesse, experience the worst kind of racism. There, in Jesse's first period geography class, Howard transformed Obama's slogan of change into an acronym by writing this on a dry erase board. Can anyone help get a N elected? Officials say he didn't write the slur, but verbalized it as nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Howard's brother, James Howard, told the Herald that his brother had written the acronym after a student shared it with him. He said his brother isn't a racist, was trying to teach students how bad racial slurs were. Right. This is blown out of proportion, Howard said. And, of course, that particular thing that's on it's all over the Internet. That change. Can anyone help get a nigga elected? Oh. But numerous parents said their kids told them the teacher wasn't joking. He'd used racist language before, was trying to indoctrinate students into telling their parents to vote for Republican John McCain by passing out a spreadsheet that listed the Republican and Democrat policy positions in a side-by-side format. The angry parents demanded Howard's ouster, but outgoing Superintendent Daniel Sims recommended a 2-week suspension without pay and a transfer out of Mariana Middle School to a Jackson County vocational school. Howard will also lose his job as football coach. Hey, coach! School board attorney Frank Bondurant said the school board couldn't simply fire Howard because it first had to vote up or down on Superintendent Sims' recommendation. If the board rejected Sims' proposal, the attorney said, Howard could stay suspended with pay and go on paid vacation. School board member Kenneth Griffin was noticeably bothered by that prospect, suggesting that Sims recommended a harsher penalty by asking, is that all you got? Yes, sir, Sims said without looking at him. The room grumbled. One parent suggested that a riot could erupt. The final vote, 3-2 to punish Howard, is recommended. This isn't over, said Tallahassee attorney Benjamin Crump, representing Douglas and her son. He said he would petition the governor and state education department to cancel Howard's teaching certificate. Oh, brother. That's Florida for you, baby. That's the good old deep south. Mariana, Florida. I could just imagine what kind of town that is. Can't you?
I got it pictured in my brain.
Dow's down 63 points. Eric in Tamarack says, thank you for letting us know that George will be alone next week, taking care of business. Looking forward to hearing the chronic callers who have no life that want to make girly sounds, screams, chuckles, and then hang up. After an hour of that, I'll be looking for something else to do. Enjoy your weekend. Holla back, says Eric in Tamarack. Holla back.
Yo.
And there's a picture of John McCain hanging from a noose as Obama looks on.
Nice. I mean, noose.
Yeah. Well, it's a lynching in reverse, you know. It's one.
I see.
Payback is a bitch.
We'll turn the picture upside down.
Okay. 234 votes on our poll. When I look at the picture of Neil on the website, I laugh my ass off, 59. Promise to start my diet immediately, 52. Get nauseous, 35. Think it looks a lot like me, 26. Think it looks just like I always pictured Neil would look like, 16. Poke a hot stick in my eye, 15. Don't find anything wrong with it, 14. Get horny, 11. And thought it was George, 6. They're kind of surly today, man. I don't know what the deal is. They're surly. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's because of that crappy book.
That must be it.
Miami-Dade, no, I'm sorry. Dade County. See, I promised I would never do that whole Miami-Dade thing. Stupid.
Yes.
Dade County Circuit Judge Douglas Chumley resigned yesterday after he was accused of exposing his genitalia in a Starbucks bathroom stall at the University of Miami. Chumley, 51, is facing a misdemeanor charge of indecent exposure. He was in his final months as a juvenile division judge. After losing his election bid in August, Chumley will not fight the charge. Instead, said his attorney Mel Black, he'll enter a pretrial diversion program for first-time offenders, and the charge will be dismissed. Usually that means rehab classes. Chumley's not admitting to the charge, but resigned to avoid the stress on his family from the spectacle of a drawn-out trial, Black said. The Dade State Attorney's Office, which filed the charge, didn't specify who reported Chumley after the September 25th episode. He announced his resignation Wednesday in a 2-paragraph letter sent to the governor's office. It's been my distinct honor and privilege to serve the people of the state of Florida and Dade County, Chumley wrote. Chumley, saying he was ill, had not been to court this week. He's ill. Dade's chief judge, Joseph P. Farina, issued this statement yesterday. Of course, this news is distressing, but the law, including the presumption of innocence, applies to everyone no matter their station in life. Under the circumstances, Judge Chumley's personal decision to resign is appropriate as we strive to maintain the public's trust and confidence in our courts. Chumley, a Palmetto Bay Republican, is married with 2 children. Then Governor Jeb Bush appointed Chumley, a longtime civil attorney and one-time English teacher at Christopher Columbus High, to the bench in 2006. He was assigned to the juvenile division. In August, he lost his election bid to Marcia Caballero. She starts in January. The university did not say why Chumley, who's not a faculty member there, was at the school. Spokeswoman Carla Hernandez released a statement that stressed the school safety is enhanced by video surveillance and emergency phones topped with blue lights. Thanks to quick thinking, the incident was reported and followed up on immediately by University of Miami police, the statement said. Little hanky-spanky at UM. You know, they could use a little hanky-spanky. They could use something. God, what a place. Now, is that pizza place still there on the Dixie
Big
Highway?
Cheese?
No, is that what it is now?
It's the one that I've known. It's not actually. The Big Cheese is a little bit south of there.
What did it used to be? Mr. Pizza? I don't know. That's where the bird took me, and it was so salty. I mean, I've had bad pizza. They got a lot of bad pizza here. It's no trick to make bad pizza. But I've never had salty pizza before I went to that place. Oh, it was Little Caesars.
I have no idea if that's still there or not.
Why not? You live in Dade County.
Yeah, I live in Dade County, but
aren't you a big UM athletic supporter?
I would be more of a supporter if I had more money, sure. But I mean, I follow the team. But
you don't donate. You don't donate, like you don't tithe half of your salary to the UM every year so they can put a lot of dumb jocks on the field and get embarrassed and humiliated. Wouldn't it be something if they lost to Duke? I don't think so. That would be 4 losses. Why don't they play like some real schools? Although it looks to me like when they play like even close to a real school, they get their asses kicked.
Well, they're rebuilding, unfortunately.
Oh, they're rebuilding. Oh, that's a good one. Like you mean like the Dolphins and the Panthers and the Leafs?
The Panthers have been rebuilding for 10 years.
The Panthers suck.
Exactly.
And the organization sucks. At the Isle Poker Room and Casino in Pompano Beach, 2 players were arrested this week. One for dealing oxy in the men's room, another for telling another player that I'm going to get my car, get my gun, and I'm going to come back and blow your brains out. How about that? The Dow's down 45 points. Did you check out the in-trade predictions for the president? There were some alleged shenanigans going on by someone trying to goose up McCain's number, and Obama's still at 84.5% to win. Yeah, let's take some bets on it, okay? One thing about gamblers, man, if there's one thing I can't stand is people that want to gamble on things that shouldn't be gambled on, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll bet you that old lady gets across the street in 45 seconds. I'll bet you that tree from the fig tree hits the ground first before the one from the maple tree, eh? Yeah, I told you, my uncle, Muggsy Solomon, he was a bookie. If there were 2 leaves falling from a tree, he would bet you which one would hit the ground first. There's one thing I can't stand, it's people who gamble.
Much?
No. I think gambling's fun. It's your money. Although right. I will say this, when you gamble away the lunch money, like that lady a few Christmases, like 3 years ago at Christmas time, I'm sitting at my machine minding my own business, and she comes by, has to announce to me that she brought $6,000 to the track to buy all the Christmas presents for the kids and grandkids and the whole family, and she lost it all at Woodbine. $6,000. And I'm thinking to myself, what would you like me to do about it, Big?
The biggest names.
God.
The best talent.
How about I give you $4 or $5 grand to make you feel better, bitch?
WQAM.
The sports.
The biggest names, the best talent. You're listening to Sports Radio 560 WQAM. Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
I am Frau Ileana Ross-Leitman, and I like scrubbing my smelly gorilla ass with soap made from jewels and listening to the Neil Roque Comunista Hour. Sí, Kyle!
When driving, I gotta fill my SUV time and time again. I heard oil supplies they will deplete when it's another war we have to face. Now There's a hunger in my Ford Escape, and no cheap fuel for heaven's sake. Come on, it's no fair what we gotta pay. Come on, is that fair? Go ask AAA, can they get any higher? Prices at the pumps you'll see, can they get any higher? You're gonna drive me to bankruptcy.
Just relax. Gas is coming down. Price of oil, $70 a barrel. Everything is, and it's only 2.5 weeks before the election, you know. Just a coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
Oscar from Surbiton, London, England, writes, and of course, you know, and remember yesterday I said all you people who are listening out of the area who don't live in South Florida, it would be nice to hear from you. I got one or two. They just don't care enough to send their very best, their very worst, or anything. They don't wanna. They don't wanna. Neil at neilrogers.com. It's real easy. Anybody who can send email can do it.
We don't want.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
I could send one of those emails.
They sure have no problem sending a lot of caustic crap. Caustic. Says, don't be concerned about your looks in the photo from 1988. See, if I was concerned about my looks in that photo, would I have put it up there? I mean, it is what it is.
It's funny. It shows your sense of humor.
Or your appearance today, for that matter. It's what's inside that counts. You have something good inside you, and your personality is something either.
Oh.
I still think you should take more calls again and maybe invite some of us more cultured and civilized Brits to make some contribution to try to improve and listen to the listening figures. Americans are okay, but sometimes they can be a bit uncouth. Oh, right, and may not be the best conversationalist in the world, or a bit uncouth as opposed to you stodgy, constipated Brits. Although who am I today to be talking about constipated? I tried again, by the way, no go.
Oh, no.
No go.
Have a cough drop.
I don't got none. Oh, unless you want to fill for about 10 minutes.
What, are you going to go shopping?
I'll just go hop across the street. No speaking English. And give me some halls. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be like all weekend be squirting.
Okay, good.
Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful vacation next week, said Oscar. Enjoy the slots or whatever else you decide to do. Give me a call after the show if you're in the mood and we can be friends. Right, give me a call after the show. Oh. It just makes you want to fall on the ground and like a little kid. You know how little kids do?
Mm-hmm.
When they start pounding their fist like in a fit. Dow's down 20 points. There's Suzanne Malveaux. I think she's pretty cute. She's an old bag probably, but a lot of good makeup. You don't think she's something? Nothing in the email right now. Nothing. There are no items in this view. Scandalous. An absolute freaking scandal. And then that book that came out this morning. The summer book. Blech. Yeah, and you know the guys across the street are going to be really touting their horn. Oh, we kicked their ass. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you suck. I mean, we suck worse, but you guys suck. The whole concept. I told you this thing with sports talk radio. It burned out a long time ago. And these people are just blind. They just keep plodding right along. In a rare public act of contrition regarding a sex abuse claim, the Archdiocese of Miami has issued an apology in a settlement with a teenage girl who claimed a Pinecrest Catholic Church youth minister assaulted her during a 2006 field trip. He assaulted her. Last year, the teenage girl, whose name was not made public, of course, alleged in a lawsuit the pastor of St. Louis Catholic Church, the Reverend James Fetcher. I wonder if he's kin to that Allie Felching on CNN. The Reverend James Fetcher was aware of sexual misconduct by the youth minister Anthony B. Rico, then 19, as far back as 2004, but did not report it to authorities as required by law. She claimed Rico had assaulted her during a Vermont field trip and other activities in 2006. Well, what do you do during a field trip? You feel a lot. Isn't that what they call it, a field trip?
I hope so.
In a statement posted on its webpage and published in the Florida Catholic newspaper, the Archdiocese of Miami said it amicably resolved the case. In other words, they paid him off. The Archdiocese of Miami extends an apology to Jane Doe 31 for its role in the harm caused to her. Ask for prayers for all those in the youth ministry who were adversely impacted by such events, the statement said. The Archdiocese of Miami will continue to prevent future violations. You should live so long. Jeffrey Herman, the attorney for the 15-year-old victim, said yesterday he couldn't disclose the monetary settlement. He noted the apology required as part of the settlement was unprecedented. This is the first time I'm aware of that the Archdiocese has ever done that, said Herman, who has brought and settled dozens of sex abuse cases against the Archdiocese. Had they followed their own policies, it wouldn't have happened in the first place. Amen, brother. Amen. Nail him to the cross, so to speak. Well, who's this brother?
Those decidedly for Obama said things like this as to why they're supporting him.
Just his positivity, you know, he seems like he's more focused, you know.
David Lopez. Boy, how many Lopez's do you think there are? Remember Hector Lopez played for the Yankees?
Thousands.
Dow's down 46. 255 votes on the poll. When I look at the picture of Neil on the website, I laugh my ass off 63. I don't want to read it. I want to look at a whole bunch of email. There's one. Oh, Ken Block. Yellowtooth, old Yellowstain. Remember Yellowstain?
Yep.
Remember Robert Francis?
Yep.
Never trust a guy with two first names. Robert Francis. Boy, he sure was pretty. He's dead. That would be a good pull. I don't know how the hell we would do it. Now, maybe we've already done that.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your favorite young movie actor or actress who died at a very early age, like James Dean, Brandon DeWilde, Robert Francis, Arlene Francis, Francis O'Hare, right?
Right.
Ken Block, the guy with the eyes, says, well, first of all, Ken Block isn't the guy with the eyes. And this is coming from a Miami fan. We'll do what we've done the last 4 or 5 years, come out flat and lifeless as roadkill, go through the motions, get our asses kicked, and wonder how it happened, because we're the U, and it's about the U. It's all about the U. Trust me, easiest money you'll ever make. Take Duke tomorrow. I don't bet on football games, okay? I'm not some kind of a degenerate that has a bookie that bets on ball games. What kind of a degenerate does stuff like that anyway? Stupid crap.
That was funny.
They won't even need to bring their game to whip our sorry asses. The players blow, the coaches blow. I don't know why I bother anymore, other than I refuse to be a front-running phony like all the other a-holes, says Ken, chip off the old block. By the way, here's how stupid, I don't want to go through a whole thing about Randy Shannon. Instead of saying that they were bosom buddies, he said they were butt buddies. Yeah, likely story, Ken. Screw it. We don't deserve the help. We've got what's coming to us. Duke's sole purpose in football is to get humiliated, but counteract the pain and sting of loss by chanting, that's all right, that's okay, you're going to work for us someday. Well, now they're going to kick our asses, too, and probably not even hire us down the road either. By the way, here's how delusional a lot of Miami fans are. Duke's starting quarterback is from Miami. A lot of Miami fans rationalize the fact we let him get away since he's head and shoulders better than anyone who's taken snaps for us the last 5 years by saying he couldn't get into Miami because of poor grades. Oh, right. Yeah, he couldn't get into Miami but got into Duke, a real school. You know what? I've changed my mind. I hate Miami now. Go Duke, says fake Ken Block, the fake guy with the eyes. Your close personal buddy that shows up at all your appearances.
That's right. He doesn't, though.
He doesn't?
Shows up at yours.
Well, maybe he doesn't like you. Ever think about that?
I didn't think you would be able to say anything to cheer me up today.
If we could have $1 in our pocket right now for every person who doesn't like us, you wouldn't be worrying about that stupid bonus that we didn't make. I think it was me, by the way. I'm awfully sorry. I apologize.
Listen,
we were on target for a decent summer book, and then all of a sudden, September, we fell off the shelf. But it looked like it was a strictly right-wing thing, you know? And
yeah.
Since I'm Mr. Political.
It's a gamble anyway, but still.
I think we ought to take a few calls here today.
All right.
I'm in the mood for it. Well, I'm on vacation next week. I'm going to be out of touch. I don't want to lose touch with the audience, you know what I mean? Like when Eric Clapton's kid went flying out the window. I don't want to do that again and lose touch with the audience. 5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon and AT&T wireless line. Let's get a couple of calls in here for old time's sake. Like that Maxwell Tots or whatever the other phony British guy in London. Oh, take some calls so us Brits can... Yeah, likely story. The Brits give me the schmitz. I mean, occasionally, it's like anywhere in the world that you go, any country, there's bound to be some, human-looking people. But generally speaking, the Brits are extraordinarily pasty and gross and nasty, rotten teeth and uptight and really constipated and full of crap. Like the whole royal family. I don't see anything happening on the phone.
There it is.
WQAM, hello. Okay, that must have been a line checker. That was our first call. Boy, that's bad. WQAM, hello. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how are you, sir?
Okay, sir.
Thank you for taking my call. I just wanted to say
Why do you say... Now, wait a minute. Why do you have to thank me for taking your call? Why do you say that?
Well, because you haven't been taking calls, which I've actually enjoyed, not having to listen to the mugwumps.
No, but why do people say that? Thank you for taking my call. I mean, what kind of a...
all right, well, I'm not going to say that, but I do want to say this.
Don't ever say that again.
Okay, I never will. Can you believe that Sarah Palin is going to be on Saturday Night Live before she's on Beat the Press?
Yeah, I said that. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, as far as Obama's tax plan, I mean, you...
WQAM, hello. QAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I heard you have a problem with the number 2 there, huh? If you take fish oil, it helps greatly.
I take fish oil every day.
Do you? It should be working then, because with me it works very well. So.
Yeah, well, I'll go drink about a gallon of cod liver oil.
Okay, Neil. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Helps it slide out real easy. 273 on the fat pool, on that fat picture pool. Now, what do you think of the call so far?
It's
a rhetorical question. I did not require an answer.
Okay.
WQAM, hello.
Oh, is it?
Oh, and it's time for a break. What a bad break.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
The biggest names. The best talent.
It's the Mad Dog.
Jim Mandich. Afternoons 4 to 7.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
Holy Mackinac! This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and you're listening to the Hockey Authority, Neil God.
To the gay square dance, got a great big zipper in the back of my pants. Get off my horse at the old barn door, got my saddle turned around, I'm a-riding on the horn. Look inside, folks are dancing all around. There goes Johnny in his mother's nightgown. All the man left and all the man right. All the man needs is a pillow to bite. Give your partner a silly smirk. All join hands for a big circle jerk. Volunteers, all raise your hand. Who's going to be the next pivot man? Invite your partner home for a drink. Lick your lips and give him a wink with a great big smile and a great big nod. Let him know your gerbils declawed.
All right, 12:18 at 560 WQAM. Boy, I'm not counting down the minutes, I'll tell you that. Yes, I am. Got some good news for you.
Yeah?
The Supreme Court is siding with Ohio's top elections officials in a dispute with the state Republican Party over voter registrations. The justices ruled today they overruled a federal appeals court that had ordered Ohio's top elections officials to do more to help counties verify voter eligibility. Secretary of State Jennifer Brunner, a Democrat, faced a deadline of today to set up a system to provide local officials with names of newly registered voters whose driver's license numbers or social security numbers on voter registration forms don't match records in other government databases. And the Supreme said, and the Republicans lost that one in Ohio. That's the idea, is purge the vote. Purge the vote. Make sure we get all those people off there who might vote for the other guy.
And while the collapse of the housing market's been tough on every single homeowner, I think we all need to recognize that this crisis has been 8 times harder on John McCain. Yeah, we've been debating a lot of these economic issues over the course of the campaign, but lately things have been getting a bit tougher. In the last few weeks, John's been out on the campaign trail and asked the question, who is Barack Obama? Now, I have to admit I was a little surprised by this question. The answer is right there on my Facebook page. But, look, I don't want to be coy about this. We're a couple of weeks from an important election. Americans have a big choice to make, and if anybody feels like they don't know me by now, let me try to give you some answers. Who is Barack Obama? Contrary to the rumors that you've heard, I was not born in a manger.
Boy, yuck last night. They yucked it up at that charity dinner, and they keep showing it over and over again. This is the important stuff, Let's get a few yucks in. Right?
Yuck, yuck.
There's McCain sitting there with his tuxedo on. They're all, yep. And the market's only down 16 points. Not to worry, okay? Just relax. Eric says, Neil, it's an old friend of the show. My name is Eric. I met you at an appearance back in 1990. You signed a picture for me when you were on WIOD. And you had me in the studio the next week. This was something I will never forget. Damn, are we getting old. Anyway, keep up the great work, D-Bag. Best, Eric.
All right.
I guess that's sign of affection when you call somebody D-Bag. And holla back. Monero's Gorgonzola salad is served at one of your earlier restaurant deals. I believe it was Michael's on the Water in Hallandale, it says. Also, Catfish Dewey's is still open on Andrews Avenue. I remember a caller saying it was closed. Well, callers say a lot of crap. The show is great with the new format. You're funnier than ever. Thanks for all the years of entertainment, says Rudy, with a very strange spelling. WQAM, hello. Hola.
Where number?
WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes.
How are you doing?
Okay.
The other night, during the debates, I noticed several times when Barack was speaking that you could tell he would look into the camera and you felt like a certain rapport that he was like looking at the country, you know? And there was other times that when McCain was speaking, he would do like these, he would look like lackadaisical, like these smirks.
Lackadaisical, yeah.
And that he wasn't, you know, he was like...
The Dow's up $1.50.
That he was,
Yeah, lackadaisical.
that he was...
Speaky English.
All right.
Yeah, he's going to go brush up. Lackadaisical. I just don't have any patience for people who are, you know...
What, illiterate?
Illiterate, dolt. No, he wasn't illiterate, just a dolt. Speaky English. Daniel says, after Dave, this thing about Letterman, I didn't watch it. I never watched it. Did you watch it last night?
No.
How about you, Fat Chris? Nope. After Dave ripped McShane and Palin for weeks after he got stiffed by McBush for not showing up, last night he let him tell his lies about his policies and how he thought the hockey mom bitch would act if there was another 9/11. McBlame said she would do just fine. Sounds like Ashcroft. Oh, we're fine.
Oh, we're fine.
And Dave let him get away with that. Dave blows. He's a turncoat. I will never watch him again, says Daniel. Well, what did you expect? What the hell did you expect? And the fact that he invited him back on again after he lied his way off the show, that's pretty... I'm sure he got heavily pressured into that. Is there any doubt about that?
No.
Nope.
295 on the pool. Our goal is 350. Our goal is 296. Gene says, oh, boy. Mad Dog was crying that sports writers were ripping McCain. This is from a guy who watches Fox Noise. I had some respect for the guy before, but now I think he's another dumb jock. Huh. Until this moment, I never knew that Mad Dog was just another...
Dumb jock.
Did you? Stick to the sports, baby. Forget the politics, man. Forget the right-wing politics. We already know how macho you guys are. Stick to the ball games. Stick to the jock straps. Stick to the slapping each other on the ass with a towel. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you're saying you're not going to vote for McCain and Palin? Are you kidding me? Have you seen the little baby? You see how cute the little baby is? The little baby? It's a cute little baby, Neil.
Yeah, baby talks just like you do, like a little baby. Baby talk. In fact, maybe you can get the Big O's job. WQAM, hello.
Oh, I'm sorry you took this call.
Me too, yeah. Thanks for not making that call. I don't know why people say that on all talk shows. Thank you for taking my call. Well, what kind of a ass-licking, stupid statement is that to start a call? King's callers do that, too. You notice that? Oh, hi, Larry. Thank you for taking my call. We're giving the numbers out. We're inviting you to call. Why the hell do we have to... You have to thank us for taking your call. Stupid crap. God. Oh, you're so wonderful. What's the question? That's why he started doing that. What's the question?
Mm-hmm.
I can't give him credit for too much. Although doing the show with those suspenders in that smelly bag, you know. In fact, who was it that said they were on the show and he smelled really bad? It must have been the bag overflowing. Remember that?
That's right. He has a fan under there, the fart fan.
All Larry's fans are under the table, under the counter. All one of them. And it blows real hard. Yeah, somebody said that he was on the show. And was it Donald Trump? And they made some comment to him right on the show, on the air, about how you smell bad or something like that. Boy, I'd pay big money to see that, wouldn't you?
Yep.
Uh-huh. But he just keeps up, plodding along there, taking up the big checks. Can you imagine my kind of money? And, of course, he never came back and paid anybody back. Never came back to town and paid anybody back. Neil at neilrogers.com, by the way, is our email address. Very, very slow on a Friday, which is why we might have to take 400 or 500 calls between now and 2. That would be a shame.
The best
that would be an insomnia.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
The sports leader. 1 million times for Neil Rogers. He's in his house.
.30 at 560 WQAM. The phenomenal stuff keeps coming in on the email.
Excellent.
Here, this one is good, though. Jonathan in Boca says, "Hi, Neil. Thank you for reading my email." In response to, "Thanks for taking my call." Thanks, Jonathan. Good one. Thank you for taking my call.
I'll hang up and listen.
Yeah, that's right.
What the hell is that?
Stupid. What it means is that it's like a hit and run. They've got nothing to say. Here's one that says, "Sad. Perhaps you're affected by SAD, seasonal affective disorder. Many people find the winter to be extremely depressing." Well, first of all, I'm not sad. Secondly, the sun is shining, and it's not all that warm, but it's not the winter time. It's the 17th of October last time I checked. Schmuck. What exactly is it that you don't like about South Florida? Is it just because you're scared to run into some of your crazy listeners that keeps you away? I guess you don't have to worry about that anymore. After this last book, you don't seem to have any listeners left. Maybe you should try Naples. Bah! Bah! There you go. Bah! I think you just answered your own question. Nasty, hostile, unfriendly, psychotic bastards like you. Bah! Jane in Deerfield, who's chronic but sweet. And yes, I'm still using the body wash, Jane. I'm not going to apologize. I likes it. In order to relieve my anxiety over this election, I volunteered to canvass for Obama in Boca last Saturday, says Jane. This guy Mark and I met with Obama organizers at Panera Bread in Boca Town Mall, and they sent us out with lists of people's doors to knock on. At first it was scary, but we soon felt better, as the people we spoke to mostly seemed to support Obama. Some even wanted to volunteer, too. One old cocker we ran into said he had voted Republican all his life, but he's going to vote for Obama because his 401k's been wiped out, and he might have to come out of retirement. If anyone else wants to volunteer, they should just go to my.barackobama.com and sign up. They've got all kinds of things you can do, not just canvassing, and it helps to relieve some anxiety and meet others who share your views. I love your website, except for all those Palin pictures, but I'm sure that will change eventually. I don't think so, Jane. Everything that's on there, it's stale, I especially like the wallpaper. It reminds me of old 60s, mid-century modern design, like from my childhood. Well, see, there's somebody who likes the wallpaper. Yeah, change the wallpaper every week and do this and do that. Ba 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 ba. And how about those archives? Ba 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 ba. The Dow's down 5 points. It's just kind of like holding its own. When you hear this, you're just gonna die.
All right.
Sal says, yes, Gene is right about Mandich. He went on about how Joe the Plumber is a hero to all Americans. He also mentioned commercials on your station about Obama and stem cell research. I guess he doesn't realize that they might find a cure for liver cancer someday. Maybe that's why he keeps spewing that right-wing bile. How do you like that? Can you believe Mr. Mad Dog? Right. I sure can. It's part of the jockocracy, baby. We all have to be right-wing. We all have to be macho. Those pansy, lily-livered Democrats. Pinkos. Over espresso and cake in Miami's Little Havana, Lydia Acuri lays bare the way the world's biggest Cuban community in exile is thinking about the upcoming U.S. presidential election. I'm going to vote for John McCain, she said, faithful to the Cuban community's historic allegiance to the Republican Party, but there are many Cubans now who favor the Democrats. Acuri, 66, has lived in the U.S. for more than 20 years, and she said, and they're going with Barack Obama. No longer is the struggle against communism in Cuba the main issue in Little Havana. Now increasingly, Cuban-Americans worry about the U.S. economy slowing down, their retirement funds evaporating, and jobs being harder to come by. For years, we struggled with the Republicans against Fidel Castro's regime, but our children and grandchildren think of economic hardship right here, said Arcuri. Do you know what happens then? People feel with their heart, but they decide with their wallets. More than 1 million Cuban-Americans live in Florida, the U.S. state closest to the Caribbean island, where Castro overthrew a U.S.-backed right-wing regime in January of '59. I like the way it says where he overthrew a U.S.-backed regime. It doesn't mention about the fact that they were a bunch of fascists. But nevertheless. The hotel's here. Yeah, he had a real partner. The government was his partner, Hyman Roth. Anyway, some 800,000 of those who fled Cuba are settled in the Miami area in a glass panel at the Versailles Cafe in Little Havana, a popular gathering spot for Cuban-American hardliners. A picture of McCain and running mate Sarah Palin reveals the proprietor's sympathies. Research from U of M suggests that nearly 70% of Cuban Americans identify themselves as Republicans, but many are questioning U.S. policy toward Cuba. Not least a tightening of the long-standing U.S. embargo under outgoing President George W. Bush that placed strict restrictions on family travel and the sending of remittances to the island. That's going to give the Democrats a lot of Cuban votes for the first time in a long time, said Uva de Aragon, director of Cuban Studies Institute at FIU, and exiled in the U.S. in '71. The change that occurred in the Cuban exile community with the arrival of new generations after 80 and the economic circumstances that the U.S. has experienced could result in a tsunami vis-a-vis the Cuban vote. Hernan Santisteban, 79, a lifelong Republican, tends to vote for Obama. We've had 50 years of government saying they were going to do something for the freedom of Cuba, yet we've seen nothing, he told AFP. I was with Obama at a meeting with other Cubans. I was convinced he has a willingness to take into account not only Cuban exiles, but those on the island. He explained, we all have family there. For Adolfo Franco, a Cuban-American advisor to McCain in Little American Affairs, the embargo on Cuba has to be retained because it's the way to pressure the regime. It is not possible that Obama speaks of talks with Raul Castro, who's a dictator, without preconditions, he said. McCain demands that before anything else, Castro show commitment to democracy and release political prisoners. A national survey by the Zogby organization released October 2 noted that 60% of Americans believe the White House should change its policy toward Cuba. The Cuban Americans who will vote for Obama will do so not as a partisan matter, but because they see in him a change, a more open attitude, and someone who can provide real solutions in Cuba, said Bob Melendez, Democratic senator from New Jersey who's of Cuban heritage. Republicans criticize Obama for wanting to sit and drink coffee with Raul Castro. He hasn't said that, but he is prepared, if it serves the interest of the U.S., to meet and confront someone who doesn't respect human rights. I think he should throw wads of paper at him. Don't you?
Spit wads? There you go.
Not spit wads, spitballs. Jesus. What are you thinking about?
What? We always say that.
Look at all of these. Here's Michael Quackenbush. I'm going to personally hold Josh Cordes responsible for jumping off a cliff. During each commercial break, the Internet listeners hear a certain Big O commercial at least 3 times, and each time you go to a break. Good thing QAM cares about all spots radio. I hope George wiped his butt with the check you sent Cordes for sex. I'm dying over here. Mike in Fort Myers. Oh, here we go. Here's the fake Jimmy Syphilis. I guess I better print some of these out, huh? I don't like reading them off the monitor. It's awkward. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's the prayer line. Oprah's breakdown. Let us pray. Could you please send me that Doi 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 song? I want to make it into a ringtone for my phone. Yeah, sure. No problem. We'll send it right out to you. And here's one. Oh, yeah, the WAXY people are all of a sudden getting on the... Wah! Stop crying about losing to WAXY. Well, first of all, we didn't lose to WAXY in midday. We beat him, like we always do. And Joe beat Sid the Yid in the morning, handily. But they had a big, big, big number in the afternoon. That's what it boils down to, which goosed up their overall number. Now it's down 5 points. Wah. And obviously,
I'm sorry.
What?
I got a new death for you today.
A new what?
A new death.
Yes?
Levi Stubbs from the Four Tops.
Oh, no!
72.
Oh. I see. This is not from the fake Jimmy Cephalo. It's about him. This morning, Syphilis was doing a poll where one of the options was something about massage, pedicure, manicure. He was having callers in Manny Munoz trying to convince him to get one of those, but he said he was scared that he'd be called a metrosexual. Then one of the WIOD callers said he should get a foot massage because Jesus used to get them. Hey, Jimmy.
You fairy.
He called a metrosexual. You ought to be afraid that somebody might confuse you with a heterosexual, Jimmy. Oh, he's got a wife and 2 kids, yeah. Here's an email that says, please, in big capital letters, please stop the boombox spots during your breaks. They repeat 3 freaking times. For crap's sakes, man, or I'll get stick a screwdriver in my ear, it says. Thanks for taking my email. Not, says Dan, the man. Oh, here you go. Didn't I just give you that story about the Supreme Court? And somebody just breathlessly sends me, Rodney, the Supreme Court ruled against the GOP in Ohio today. Bop, 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 bop. How do you like that? Here's one.
Yeah.
WQAM, what queer-ass men. That's what it stands for. Josh is a mooch, a leech, a sponge, a parasite, and hanger-on. He does little if no work when he feels like it, not when it should be done. The work he does eventually ends up doing is crap. Then he's got the nerve to tell you when you should send him his check. Time for some tough love with Cordis, says Bob. Well, you have it with him, okay? I don't want to. 325 votes on the poll. Wasn't that our goal, 325?
Yes.
Okay, go home.
Later.
I mean us, all of us. We're all going home.
Oh, okay.
20 till 1. Oh, I was almost going to say 20 till 2. That would have been a real hoot. The best deals on the most comfortable mattresses on earth are just an easy phone call away. 1-800-Mattress. You ought to know by now. Even in these tough times, can you afford just 13 cents a night to get a great night's sleep? I'm sure you can. 1-800-Mattress has got new Sealy models with memory foam and sets start at just 13 cents a night. Choose firm, plush, or pillow top, all at the same low price. 1-800-Mattress is South Florida's largest Sealy dealer with same-day delivery. 1-800-Mattress has got no stores, which means lower overhead, so they pass savings on to you. Delivery whenever it's convenient for you, whenever you want. 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., even on Sukkot, weekends, holidays, the same day you call. Call by kickoff, get your mattress by the post-game show. All with a famous 1-800-Mattress 30-day in-home comfort trial. Think about it, a great Sealy mattress with memory foam delivered whenever you want, starting at just 13 cents a night. So do what I've been doing for years and what everybody at QM does. Call 1-800-Mattress today, the one and only dial-a-mattress, or go to the allnewmattress.com online. Just call 1-800-Mattress, 1-800-MATTRES. Leave off the last S. It stands for stupendous, sensational savings.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
The sports leader.
Neil Rogers, God.
Tonight, it's a new Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Tonight on Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? The mother of all contestants.
Our family has the same ups and downs as any other, the same challenges and the same joys. Sometimes even the greatest joys bring challenge.
The first ever westbound Pony Express delivery started in Missouri and ended in what U.S. state?
The great state of Alaska.
Not smarter than a fifth grader. Which of the following is a country in Africa? Albania, Argentina, Algeria.
Canada, Mexico, and then, that trip that was a trip of a lifetime. And we've got to keep an eye on Russia.
No. Not smarter than a fifth grader.
They're our next door neighbors. And you can actually see Russia from land here in Alaska.
I am so sorry. Not smarter than a fifth grader.
Oh, look at this. It's possible to have sad now because the daylight hours are so much shorter. Whatever that means. Am I sad? Do I sound sad?
Not sadder than usual.
I mean, I'm going on vacation at 2 o'clock for 9 days. 2 weekends and Monday through Friday. It sounds like 9 days to me. So what would I be sad about?
Right.
Wah, wah. See, misery loves companies. Therefore, we got a whole bunch of losers.
That's right.
Who want, yeah. Oh, well, you don't you want to be sad like us? No. No, I don't. Anyway, here's the lowdown on what the bad news that we got. Now, don't you have some Four Tops there queued up?
You know it.
What's wrong with you? Levi Stubbs is dead. Four Tops lead singer Levi Stubbs died today at his home in Detroit after a long series of illnesses, including cancer and a stroke, that forced him to stop performing in 2000. He was 72. Funeral arrangements are pending for Stubbs, who is survived by Clanice, his wife of 48 years, and 5 children. He had one of the most prolific and identifiable voices in American history. The Motown Alumni Association's Billy J. Wilson tells Billboard.com it's a deep loss to the entire Motown family and to the whole world. The same old song, man. Oh, reach out, touch it. Reach out and grab it. Stubbs' death leaves Abdul Duke Fakir as the Tops' only living member of the original quartet, Faker, which formed in 1954 as the Four Ames and signed with Motown 9 years later. Lawrence Payton passed away in 97, and Ronaldo Obi Benson died in 2005. Bernadette. Fakir continues to lead a version of the Tops that includes Payton's son Raquel, former Temptations member Theo Peoples, and Motown veteran Ronnie McNair. Stubbs born Levi Stubbles in Detroit. You know that? Did you know that? No. Till this moment, I never knew it, and now he's dead. Levi Stubbles gave voice to enduring hits such as Baby, I Need You Loving, I Can't Help Myself, Reach Out, I'll Be There, Bernadette, and others. The Tops have sold more than 50 million records and racked up 45 chart hits for Motown, ABC, Dunhill, Arista, and Casablanca labels, and the group was inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1990. Stubbs also provided the voice of Audrey II, the man-eating plant in the film version of the musical Little Shop of Horrors in 86. And of Mother Brain in the 89 animated TV series Captain N, the Game Master. His last appearance with the group came at the group's 50th anniversary concert, July 28, 2004, at Detroit's Music Hall Center. And now, he's dead. What is that? That's not a hit.
Yeah, it was actually. Later, not as big.
What?
Still Water.
Still Water.
1970.
Runs deep. Still Water. I never heard that in my life. Oh. The Dow's up 70 points. Obama's in Roanoke, Virginia. He's 10 points ahead of Virginia, man. That is just incredible. Are we going to play Four Tops the rest of the show? Sounds like a winner to me. What do you think, Chris?
I like it.
I'm going to tell you right now, anybody who doesn't like the Four Tops is a communist.
Right.
One of the things that's kind of funny, when they were having a couple years ago, I guess about 10 years ago, all the Vietnam-era movies, that was one of the best things, was hearing all, like, you know, the background music and stuff like that as they were doing stuff.
I see.
You don't think so?
Yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely, you know. Like American Graffiti. Wasn't that with Ronnie Howard?
I believe so. I'll look it up.
The brilliant director, Ronnie Howard. He just bugs me. First of all, I hated that show in the first place. Oh, God, did I hate that show. And the Fonz. Oh, hey, Fonzie. Henry Winkler, yeah.
Hey, he was good in Waterboy.
What?
The Fonz was good in the Waterboy.
Waterboy?
Yeah.
What is that, some kind of a gay flick?
No, it was a Adam Sandler movie.
So, yes.
Oh, Adam Sandler movie. Oh.
American Graffiti. Richard Dreyfuss, Ron Howard, Cindy Williams, Candy Clark.
And they had all those great 50s and 60s hits. What was the year for American Graffiti?
1973. Yeah, 1973.
I was close. God, I was close. But not a match and the board goes back. So who else died? The game show host. Who the hell was it?
Where'd he go?
Tom Kennedy's brother. Jack Nars.
Yeah.
See, I got it.
We've also got Jack Reynolds, an American professional wrestling announcer.
Is dead?
Yeah. Nathan Davis, an American actor.
Howard Davis?
No, Nathan.
Oh.
Ermis
Howard David,
an Estonian television host.
That's my goal, is to outlive Mo Howard David. I will feel that I've accomplished a great deal in life just if I outlive Mo Howard David.
Him or the rug?
What?
Outlive him or his rug?
Well, nobody's going to outlive that rug. That thing is like embalmed. And, of course, when you say the rug, which one are you talking about? I couldn't believe when George... And then I started seeing different ones. I thought George was just funning when he said that he had a whole different set of wigs.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Sunday go to meeting one.
That's right. The golfing, the plaid
Friday
golfing wig, right?
One and the golfing one.
And the waterproof action wig, you know.
The waterproof?
Yeah.
And which is the one he used to wear to work? I'll never forget that day I came in and he had the shaved head.
Yeah.
Of course, I was shaving it before then.
Still, he looked badass.
What?
He looked badass with the shaved head.
And didn't he also have to start with a goatee at that point, too?
Yes, he did. Changed his whole look.
What a guy.
Looked like a hitman.
Woo! Now, here's a story that I think is just crap. I think every now and then they make up these stories just to have something to write, just like I read them just to have something to kill some time, you know. Although maybe there's a whole bunch of emails on there right now. What do you think? You think?
Maybe.
Or maybe there's a whole bunch of calls. QAM, hello. No. See, if I would have taken it sooner, there would have been somebody on it. Oh, here's somebody. After listening to you for the last few days, I keep hearing all of you talking about this grotesque picture of yourself. No, that's not all I was talking about. But nevertheless, I decided I had to get home to my computer to check it out for myself. I was expecting the worst. I don't think it's that bad. However, after looking through all the photos on the website for the first time, what did frighten me is George. I'd never seen a picture of him before. I guess I imagined him different. In every picture of him with a girl, he looks really creepy. Well, sure, he's got his hand up their dress.
Creep, right.
Now every hour, every time I hear him talk, I can't get that image of him out of my head. Now I'm thinking I probably should have never looked. Anyway, love the show. I think you're hilarious. Sincerely, the Jewish princess from North Miami Beach. Oi. Oh, Jane in Deerfield is back. Oh, Jane. Sorry, forgot. I wanted to mention that people should vote early and study their sample ballots closely. There are 8 amendments, yada, yada. Okay, great. Thanks, Jane. And again, the U.S. Supreme Court siding with Democrats freed Ohio officials. Keep sending these. Rudy, Cuban-American liberal, keep sending that story over and over again. Just in case people missed me reading it the first 400 times. The Dow is up 112 points, and Obama's whipping him into a frenzy in Virginia.
You want to hear about the issues that matter in your lives. You want to hear about how we're going to bring about the change that we desperately need for this country.
No, we want to hear about Billy Ayers, baby.
I want to
hear about Joe the Plumber.
So let's talk about the issues.
Yeah, let's talk about freaking Joe the Plumber and Joe Sixpack.
This week, Senator McCain felt the need to inform me that he is not President Bush. Now, in fairness, Senator McCain doesn't look like President Bush. He doesn't have that Texas accent like President Bush. And I don't blame Senator McCain for all of President Bush's mistakes. After all, he's only voted with George Bush 90% of the time.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports lead.
Let me tell you something. The only thing bigger than the 1 to 2 hour is that Debbie Ellis. Boy, is she a cow. Oh!
Here's Andrew Dice Clay for Dice-A-Roni.
All right, let's say you're eating. You're sick and f***ing tired of f***ing potatoes and that stovetop shit. Do like me, honey. Eat this. Dice-A-Roni. Come on, it's almost as simple as you. Put the f***ing bag in the f***ing pot and you turn on the f***ing stove. You think you can manage that, honey? Hey, bada bing, the f***ing thing's done. So, remember, Yankee Doodle came to town riding on a pony, stuck a feather up his ass and called it Dice-A-Roni. Oh!
Dice-A-Roni, the tacky tasteless treat.
Oh! It's 1 o'clock at 560 WQAM. Do you know where your kids are? Do you know where your dogs are? Do you know where your goldfish are? Why do people get goldfish?
I don't know. They like the color. They're pretty.
They're not. They're ugly. And they got bug eyes.
I agree.
God, if you're going to get fish, go get some tropical fish, man, not goldfish. That would be like going out in the pond and getting a catfish and putting it in a bowl, you know? Catfish.
Not a bad idea.
People eat catfish. Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, just keep in mind. Well, don't think about it when you're eating it, that they're bottom feeders, you know?
Yeah, but so is shrimp and lobster.
Yeah, but I like those.
I know.
So Dow is up 191 points, man. It's going to be over 200 any second. That's because Obama's getting them all whipped up.
Retirement. It's about your children's future. That's what this election's about. That's what I'm fighting for. I can take 3 more weeks of attacks from John McCain. America can't take 4 more years of the same failed policies. That's why I'm running for president of the United States of America.
I think it's going to be a landslide. Don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Do you really, or are you just saying
I do.
that
I do.
Goofball?
I think there'll be a handful of states.
What was that thing about the picture of you on the website? What the hell was all that about? Just another way of taking another cheap shot.
Sure, why not? And, you know, and who knows who these people are.
One guy asked me, how come you don't want to be here in South Florida? Because it sucks. Because the people suck.
Yeah.
It's a sucky place, that's why.
And by the way, bear in mind, like, how many emails per show do you reckon that you get, ballpark?
50.
50? Okay. It could be 10 people writing all of them. You know, it could be 5 people. Yeah.
Of course. And you're not counting the ones who like Jane in Deerfield. And don't get me wrong, don't take offense, Jane. But like, you know, she sent 2 or 3 already today.
Right.
But at least she uses her real name.
I mean, you know, there are people out there, as you know, they'll send a different email from a different name from a different account every single time just because, you know, they have no life.
Right.
Glad we can be here for them.
Well, you haven't seen the stuff I've deleted since I started doing this.
No, but I have an idea because I've been getting the emails for years.
Oh, my. Overgrown children. People desperately seeking attention.
I have no life.
Crying out.
I have no life. I have no life. I have no life. I'm dying over here. I have no life.
Like that. Let's see. Printing mock-out Democrat will be removed, county GOP leader pledges. This is from somebody, one of our emailers. Among the images that greeted visitors to the John McCain office in Pompano Beach on yesterday, was a sign headlined, Barack Hussein Obama, that compared Obama to Karl Marx, Adolf Hitler, and Fidel Castro. I mean, this is what desperate people do. When you back them into a corner, and they like a cornered rat. And that's all they got left is calling names and then smearing. It's the old smear and schmear. But this time, people are too worried about where their damn next meal is coming from, and can they fill up their tank with gas. So the old smear and schmear is just too transparent, ain't working this time. Smear and schmear my ass. Oh, maybe that's what was on that picture. I don't know. It seems to me that people I deserve credit for having the balls to have Eric put that picture on there.
I think you have, like when you told the poop in the pants story. Nobody would do that.
That's right. I don't have to tell anybody about pooping in my pants. Embarrassing, humiliating, degrading crap. Oh, excuse me. Oh, here's one from Chronic Ralph. He's another one. Enjoy your vacation, and to that guy, leave George alone. George is the best. Leave George alone. Leave George alone. What did he ever do to you? His wife is a neurotic bitch, and he's, what did he ever do to you?
No, she's not a neurotic bitch.
Oh, what is she?
Bitch.
Oh.
Straight up.
That's bad. It makes me even feel bad that you say that all the time.
Why?
I don't get it. That would be like my mother saying my mother was a bitch.
And?
Well, I did say that.
Uh-huh.
Well, she was. She meant well, though, as opposed to your wife, who doesn't mean well.
She means well for herself and the children. You know, she's just perfectly selfish. I'm just a tool, man. I'm a device.
Well, join the club, man. That's my life here. I'm just a means to an end.
That's right.
For the Mexican mafia. Oh, I'm busy. I'm busy.
Yeah.
I'm busy. 369 votes on the... What?
I'm just chuckling. That's a nice impersonation.
I'm busy.
I'm busy.
Yeah, screw you. Go back to Leon. When I look at the picture of Neil on the website, I laugh my ass off, 88. We got 369. Let's go for 400. I mean, that should be easy. Easy.
Okay, we can do it.
Easy rhymes with BC.
Yeah.
Laugh my ass off, 88. Promise to start my diet immediately, 77. Get nauseous, 58. Think it looks a lot like me, 31. Don't find anything wrong with it, 31. Think it looks just like I always pictured it would look like, 28. Well, thank you. Poke a hot stick in my eye, 25. Thought it was George, 16. Got horny, 15. Anybody get horny looking at that definitely needs some serious assistance. Now, what is this? Big ode to Sean Hannity. Oh, God. You know, people send me these big, all this big writing with attachments and all this other stuff, and I just delete it immediately. What are they wasting their time for? Don't you people understand? No. Don't you get it?
No.
I don't have time to potchkey around with all this, It leaves me weak. I can honestly tell you that. Most of what happens on this show doesn't affect me in the slightest. But it just tears my kishkis out to see the effort. And you want to know why again?
I have no
Same
life.
thing we were talking about before.
I have no life.
The same thing. It occupies them. It's like stamp collecting. It's like crocheting and knitting.
I have no life.
Right?
Right.
Why do old ladies, I'm assuming young ladies don't, but why do old ladies crochet and knit?
I have no life.
Because they got nothing else to do. Am I right?
Well, I mean, that's an age-old thing, man. And it's a craft. You make something out of it. It's for the like. Why do men have a wood shop and and make cabinets for fun?
Why do men have wood?
Yeah. You
Thank
would.
God they do. I'm drinking a Diet 7-Up today. Does that mean with your approval? It's not Coke.
No, that's fine. I like Diet Pepsi.
I have a big bottle. I've got a 2-liter Diet Pepsi, caffeine-free in the refrigerator. I just don't want to open it now, and I won't have to. It'll sit there nice and cold until I get back from vacation. Well, I sure wish I could Joyce. In fact, what I should do this whole hour is kind of like squirm around in the chair and kind of apply a little bit of pressure there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, speaking of that, this is the article I was referring to when I said that they just write crap, because I don't believe this. Obese people may have a diminished ability to experience the pleasure of eating, prompting them to overindulge to boost their satisfaction, according to a study released yesterday. A study. Everybody's doing a study. The study, published this week in the journal Science, found that obese individuals may have fewer pleasure receptors in their brains, requiring them to take in more of a rewarding substance, such as food or drugs, to experience the same level of pleasure as other people, said Eric Stice, a psychology researcher at the University of Texas at Austin, lead author of the study. That's a pile of doo-doo. It's a pile of crap. It's like a Toblerone. Do you ever eat Toblerone candy?
Yes.
Now, you take one of those, the big, gigantic ones. You ever seen those?
Mm-hmm.
And you, take the end piece, because, you split pieces off of there. And you take the end wedge off of there, and you take the first bite. I don't need to eat the whole thing to know that it tastes delicious, okay? In a throwback to humankind's evolutionary past, the human brain releases the pleasure chemical dopamine, a reward to the body for consuming life-sustaining nutrition. But the researchers theorized that weak reward centers in the brain prompt obese people to eat more. The research reveals obese people may have fewer dopamine receptors, so they overeat to compensate for this reward deficit, said Stice, who has studied eating disorders and obesity for almost 2 decades. Although past research has shown that biological factors play a major part in obesity, the study is one of the first to positively identify factors that increase people's weight gain risk in the future. The researchers from UT, working alongside scientists from the Oregon Research Institute and brain scientists from the Yale University School of Medicine, Connecticut, using a technique called functional magnetic resonance imaging, fMRI. Yeah, that's what I always say. You want to take an MRI, say F it. You ever take an MRI?
No, not lately.
They jam you in that thing and you can't move at all?
Can't wait.
Researchers examined the extent to which pleasure receptors in individuals were activated in response to a taste of chocolate milkshake versus a tasteless solution. The participants were next tested for the presence of a genetic variation linked to a lower number of the dopamine receptors. Researchers then tracked changes in the test participants' body mass index over a 1-year period. The results, said Stice, are key for understanding weight gain and to helping at-risk individuals. This is the biggest bunch of double talk gobbledygook, and there are people getting paid to do this crap. That's the thing that really frosts my ass. They keep talking about these earmarks, bookmarks, earmarks, ass marks, underwear marks. Although people with decreased sensitivity of reward circuitry are at increased risk for unhealthy weight gain, identifying changes in behavior or pharmacological options could correct this reward deficit to prevent and treat obesity, he said. Oh. Do you believe anything that that study said?
No, nothing. No.
Pile of caca, man. Caca. That's it. Oh, don't start playing him now. He's got a political death wish. He just keeps, I mean, how could anybody say, God bless Joe the Plumber? The guy don't even have a license. He's a plant. He's a shill.
He's also behind on his Ohio taxes.
Right. He owes $1,100 and some odd bucks in back taxes to the state of Ohio. He don't like to pay taxes. He don't want to get a license. He don't need it. The whole story about wanting to start a business it was a lie. And the whole story about making over $250,000, as Obama said, what kind of a plumber makes $250,000 a year? His boss, the gross is $100,000 a year in the business. But nevertheless. Oh, dear fat ass homo, you continue to make fun of me. Oh, it's a fake hockey mom. It's too long, man. Too long. The KKK, somebody says, is branching out. They bought some lovely new, terrific terrorist outfits and are preaching the message of love in Boca at Meisner Park. Another reason why Florida sucks. From a Canadian trapped here. How do you like that? The KKK is back with the ads in Oklahoma. The latest newsletter by an inland Republican women's group depicts Democratic presidential candidate Barack Obama surrounded by a watermelon, ribs, and a bucket of fried chicken, prompting outrage in political circles. How do you like that? I'll take the watermelon. You probably want the ribs. The October newsletter by the Chaffee Community Republican Women Federated says if Obama is elected, his image will appear on food stamps instead of dollar bills like other presidents. The statement is followed by an illustration of Obama Bucks, a phony $10 bill featuring Obama's face on a donkey's body labeled United States food stamps. Smear and schmear and lose big time.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
Neil? God?
Right now, look how close, under the existing rules, look how close Barack Obama is to the finish line. Senator Clinton way back here. Barack Obama needs fewer than 100 delegates to get to the finish line.
Who's the best candidate gonna fix health care before it's too late? You're damn right. Who is the man who changed the economy for the working man? Can you dig it? Who's the cat that'll get our troops out? He knows what Iraq is all about. Right on. Some say Barack is a young mother. I'm just talking about Barack. He's an educated man who wants to be your president, man. Barack Obama. You gotta vote for this man.
Let's face it, nobody thought a 46-year-old black guy named Barack Obama was going to be the Democratic nominee.
Look how close Barack Obama is to the finish line. He doesn't need much, and he's the Democratic nominee.
119 at 560 WQAM. The Dow is up 100 and something. 136. Aren't you proud?